And a very good evening. Welcome along to our coverage. Andrew, thanks very much for that. Portugal against the Republic of Ireland kick-off just moments away. Temperatures at kick-off time around about 22 degrees. It's a lovely sunny evening in Aveiro for the final match of the season for many of the Irish lads. Of course, teams and nations right across Europe preparing for the European Championship finals in Germany. Not so the Republic of Ireland, but Portugal. This is their big send-off on their home soil, and they include in their starting 11 Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo. It's likely to be his last game on home soil, although we said about him in Qatar a few years ago after the World Cup that he'd probably played his last international game for his country on that occasion. But here he is, still going strong at 39 years of age. And it is a very experienced Portuguese starting 11. In fact, when you add in Pepe and Cristiano Ronaldo, it's a combined age of 80. We'll run through both teams very shortly. But in terms of the Irish starting 11 this evening, well, Jake O'Brien makes his first start. Troy Parrott is in from the outset after scoring the winner against Hungary. And Liam Scales in from the outset as well. Finn Azaz, Matt Doherty and Shane Duffy on the bench. Our match officials this evening from England. Chris Kavanagh is the man with the whistle, and he'll be assisted by Simon Bennett and James Mayring. The VAR official is Jared Gillett, and Lee Betts is the assistant video referee. Ireland all in white with that green trim on the top of the socks, playing from right to left as we look out on what is a very pleasant evening in Portugal. Schmodic setting it back towards Liam Scales. Cristiano Ronaldo nipping in there to take control, but the ball goes out of play, and it'll be a throw-in for the Republic of Ireland, and it's back with Jake O'Brien. A big night for Jake O'Brien, Pat Fenlon.
It'll go to a 5-4-1 once
making his
Portugal
first
have got the ball.
International start after coming on as a sub against Hungary.
Yeah, and he quit himself quite well in the Hungary game.
He's half-time arrival, Jake O'Brien,
he's playing in the middle
Hungary.
of that back three, so he's comfortable on the ball. He wants to always pass, always looking forward as well. But it is a big night from particularly with Ronaldo up the top end of the pitch. It was obviously a handful to pick up, so should be a decent night for Jake O'Brien.
Well, Portugal looking to sign off in style. They've lost 2 of their last 3 friendlies, 2-0 to Slovenia, and also at the weekend a 2-1 loss to Croatia. So I don't know how much you read into friendly results, but perhaps not too encouraging. But they will be amongst the favourites in Germany when the finals get underway this weekend. They have possession with the 41-year-old Pepe, who just seems to defy Father Time, as Diego Costa clears out to this near side to Diego Dalot. Portugal in the red jerseys, green shorts. The ball is knocked forward in the direction of João Felix, but it's won back for the Republic of Ireland, impressively so, by Robbie Brady. John O'Shea watching on, his 4th game in charge of the Republic of Ireland. He's the interim boss, of course. It's been a protracted spell, given that Ireland have been without a permanent boss following the departure of Stephen Kenny last November. And John O'Shea's record reads 1 loss. That was at the hands of Switzerland, 1 draw against Belgium, and of course 1 win just a few days ago against Hungary. And there's an early concern here because Sami Schmodic is down, and John O'Shea was talking about the need to make changes during the build-up to this game in terms of shuffling his pack given the heat. But Sami Schmodic, that's obviously an early concern.
Yeah, he was very good in the Hungary game. He plays in that position just behind the striker, but always willing to go in, run in behind as well, looking to get on the ball, makes real intelligent runs around the striker as well. You just go back to the form and friendlies. You look at Portugal's form, you know, they won every game in that European qualifier group, and they've lost 2 in the last 3. So it's that little drop off, isn't it, when you come to friendlies and they're looking forward to a turn. We're just watching the tackle again, and it's a little block, and you just, it's just not. He just stands on Sami Smodic's foot. And that's a sore one. I think it was Dalot that was the one that just came across him and just studs on the top of his foot, which will be sore.
Well, generally expect friendlies, especially for a team heading into a tournament, to be played maybe not quite at helter-skelter pace, but Smodic is down receiving treatment at the moment, so a slow start to the match. Diego Dalot of Manchester United with a challenge on Sami Smodic, who's had such a blistering season, of course, in the colours of Blackburn Rovers, hammering in goals to beat the band 27 in the championship. Very impressive goal return from him.
Oh, he's been unbelievable. Like you're saying, he's not an out-and-out striker. He plays off or in behind, and like I say, he drifts into good areas, makes really intelligent runs, a really good finisher as well. He's had some season with a team that struggled as well in Blackburn Rovers, so you would imagine he's probably going to go on to a higher level. You would hope so. After that season, you would have thought he would, but he's struggling a little bit at the moment. Like that instep is really, really tender area. Dallow's just come across the top of him and right down his studs, down the front of his foot, and he's down a little while at the moment. So they won't want to take any risk for him neither at this stage of the season.
All of which means that it's the cue for the Mexican wave to break out around the ground in Aveiro. A lot of Irish spectators in attendance as well, soaking up the sun. Sami Šmodić just having a word with the medical team. He's back on his feet. He's over near the touchline, and I think he'll be okay to continue. So technically we're in the 5th minute, but there's been very little action so far in the match after that hold-up and play. Sami Šmodić receiving attention after that late challenge by Diogo Dalot. He'll suggest, I'm sure, that there was no malice in the challenge as Collins sends it back. And Ireland, with Jake O'Brien, feeds it out to the right-hand side. Smallbone, the orchestrator of Ireland's opening goal at the Aviva Stadium in the win against Hungary, with that precision pass cross to pick out the head of Adam Ida, who made no mistake from close range. And Šmodić appears to have run off that particular challenge. He's back on the field to play, and the ball goes out on this near side, and it'll be a throw-in. And the referee has sounded his whistle for offside. Sami Šmodić just caught offside. 5th minute, no goals. Portugal 0, Republic of Ireland 0, as Pepe plays it out to the left-hand side, and it's helped on by Gonzalo Inácio, who is one of the new emerging talents in Portuguese football. Plays for Sporting of Lisbon, winning his 9th cap this evening. A lot of talk that he'll be on the move, and a number of clubs been linked with him, including Manchester United. And there's another player that's been linked with Manchester United, João Neves, who's playing in the centre of midfield for Portugal this evening. A lot of talk connecting Manchester. We're at that stage of the year, of course, when there's all sorts of transfer speculation. And a clever turn there by Antonio Silva to step away from the Irish challenge. And now Pepe sweeps it out to Inácio on Portugal's left-hand side. The game being played at a modest enough tempo, it has to be said so far, as João Cancelo works it back, and now Pepe will send it long. Plenty of pace on the clearance, but cut out by Liam Scales. Portugal pick up the pieces, and Diogo Dalot has it for Portugal, plays it infield. Portugal beginning to dictate the tempo here as Antonio Silva sends it back to João Neves, and Neves out to this right-hand side for Dalot. Dalot back to Antonio Silva, just on halfway, and it's keep ball at the moment from Portugal. They're so comfortable passing possession.
Yeah, John would have expected this as well, that, drop off. We haven't dropped off too deep. Our shape is quite good at the moment. Portugal, a lot of possession, like you say, popping the ball around nice and easy, but no real tempo to it yet, or no incisive pass trying to open us up, and that's where you just got to be really careful.
Well, here's a man laced with pace. That's Rafael Leão. He'll get his free kick for the challenge of Seamus Coleman. But Seamus Coleman acknowledging the decision of the referee, the fact the decision goes in favour of Seamus Coleman.
Yeah, it's really good defending it because he knows he's quick, and Seamus just gets across the front of him as he starts his run, and he actually kicks into Seamus and knocks him over, and free kick. He's been excellent in the last 4 or 5 internationals for me, Seamus Coleman. He's come up against some real quality opposition, but he's dealt with them all really well.
We talk about the age of Cristiano Ronaldo and Pepe, but Seamus Coleman now at the age of 35, showing no signs of slowing down. Obviously the pace has dropped off a little with the accumulation of years, as Pepe at the other end cuts it out. Adam Eden was almost onto it. The ball is worked back, and now Portugal deep inside their own penalty area, and it's sent back to Diogo Costa, to be careful, and he was closed down pretty smartly by Sami Šmodić, very casual from the goalkeeper, and Costa got away with that one.
He did. He's 2 yards off his line, and he's back to him again, 2 yards off his line, and he didn't panic. He just popped it between our 2 players, and out he went on the far side, and nice and calm.
Here's Cristiano Ronaldo with the layoff, and Bruno Fernandes comes bombing on, and plenty in red getting forward here, including João Cancelo. Rafael Leão on the outside, and the ball is played into the area looking for Cristiano Ronaldo, but it's cut out by Caoimhín Kelleher, and again evidence there of the threat posed by Portugal.
Yeah, it was a great break, wasn't it? Rafael down that left hand side, just bending the ball in with his right foot, looking for Cristiano Ronaldo, who bent off the back post and just overhit it, but good goalkeeping from Kelleher, came out and grasped it and took the pressure off. But again, Portugal have the ball back.
They sure do, with Antonio Silva. And here's João Neves. I was mentioned the link with Manchester United. He's only 19 years of age. He's at Benfica at the moment. He has a release clause to the value of 105 million. Benfica really keen to hold on to him, and Manchester United amongst the suitors. Antonio Silva with Diogo Dalot on this near side. Dalot was demanding the ball. Neves slipping it on, looking for Cristiano Ronaldo, who was expecting the ball to be played in his direction. Instead, João Neves played it towards the edge of the penalty area, and Ireland have it back with Caoimhín Kelleher, who's all in yellow this evening, and he goes short to Jacob Bryan, and the 23-year-old from Youghal, who's had a fine year, it has to be said, with Lyon, culminating in an appearance in the French Cup final, where he had to keep a close eye on Kylian Mbappe. And of course, he got on the score sheet in the decider as well. But unfortunately for Lyon, they came out on the wrong side of the cup final result. Here's Liam Scales. He knows what it is to lift the cup, having won the Scottish Cup with Celtic. Scales played the ball forward. Now Smodic getting involved, and now it's on by Smallbone out to Ireland's right-hand side for Darragh O'Shea, who clips the ball over the top, inviting the run of Adam Ida, and Diego Costa, the goalkeeper, made a decision to come early and execute the clearance, and Portugal have it back. Ireland pressing very high at the moment and trying to force mistakes from Portugal. It's good to see Ireland showing a lot of energy.
Yeah, like I said, they haven't dropped off when Portugal have tried to build the play up from the back. We have been nice and high as we are again. Smodic, the one pressing the centre halves now, is just a loose pass earlier on where the goalkeeper came out, used his head really well, intelligent as they break away. And that's the important bit. When you break that press, we got to make sure we get back in numbers.
João Felix feeding it down the line, trying to give Seamus Coleman the slip. He was trying to release Rafael Leao. Play goes on, and Portugal threatening down Ireland's right-hand side there, left, with João Cancelo inside the area. Leao back to the edge of the area. The shot comes in, it cannons away, and Ireland putting bodies on the line to defend that situation, picked up by the very lively Ruben Neves. Back defending for the Republic of Ireland, Troy Parrott, who nurses the ball out of play. He just shielded the ball, and it'll be a relieving throw-in for the Republic of Ireland, not too far from their own corner flag. But João Felix and João Neves beginning to assert dominance, and it was João Felix who had that attempt, which was blocked away by Liam Scales.
Yeah, it was good play down that left-hand side between Neves and Felix, like you say, and he just gets a shot away. Liam Scales, just big body, gets in front of it, never causing the keeper any problems.
Irish throw-in taken by Seamus Coleman down the line in the direction of Adam Ida. And once again, it's Portugal who pick up the pieces, and they will try to probe and build from deep inside their own half. Once again, Ireland just dropping off. Adam Ida inside the centre circle along with Sami Smodic, as Inacio picks out Rafael Leao, and the game being played at a rather pedestrian pace. Eventually, Cancelo sends it back, and an opportunity now for João Neves to get on it, and the ball is played out to this near side, and picking out the run of Antonio Silva, and they send it long, and Caoimhín Kelleher is there to collect. So Caoimhín Kelleher playing back-to-back internationals, of course. No Gavin Bazunu, he's not involved out through injury. Jacob Bryan closed down by Bruno Fernandes. Parrott trying to flick it on, but it's picked up by Neves for the home side as they try to dictate once again.
And that's a bit they've got to tidy up on. Like you say, the shape has been quite good from Ireland. That time they forced Portugal to play long and straight back to the goalkeeper. But the little problem we're having at the moment, it goes up to Parrott or goes up to Ida, it's not sticking, it's coming back off the two of them. And that's where they've got to improve in the game. Particularly for Ida, he's the one that's the part of his game where he's got to really improve. And when it goes up to him, it has to stick.
Here's Rafael Leao raiding down the left-hand side. He's so quick. Fernandes inside the area. Bruno Fernandes of Manchester United around Kelleher, and the pullback. Well, plenty of white-shirted players there to prevent an almost certain goal. Bruno Fernandes forced wide. Kelleher was beaten, but the pullback unable to find anybody in the red of Portugal. But an opportunity there for Portugal to hit the front.
Yeah, it just opened up the Red Sea. Just part the three centre-halves got split. And there's just got in between the two of them, the left right hand side and the centre one, and just in he went. I just thought his touch was a little bit heavy.
Here's Cristiano Ronaldo. No flag just yet. He's inside the area. Surely the flag will go up. And Ronaldo tees it up for João Felix, who hammers the ball into the net, but clearly offside. Well, the net ripples, but it won't count.
I just don't get that. It's difficult because he's just watching it again. He's what, a yard, 2 yards offside, and just put the flag up. He's offside. But he rolls it back and he does finish it, but like you say, he's way offside. The chance earlier on, and there's just probably his touch takes him away. Kelleher does well and forces him away from goal, and he can't really get a shot on goal, just trying to pull it back into that 6 yard box, and plenty of Irish bodies in there to defend it.
Well, it's been a lively start. We're in the 14th minute. No goals so far between Portugal and the Republic of Ireland. Ireland with possession, and Scales sends it back to his goalkeeper, Caoimhín Kelleher. The man playing for Liverpool, of course. There is some speculation about his future, Caoimhín Kelleher, having been understudy at Liverpool for the last few years. Maybe in terms of his international future, he needs to make a move. But Ireland have gifted possession away. João Felix unable to keep control of the ball, having received it from Cristiano Ronaldo. And again, Portugal trying to threaten. They're encouraged at the moment by their manager, Roberto Martinez, who, of course, we know oh so well from his days in England, managing the likes of Swansea and Wigan and Everton. Of course, more recently, he was a manager of Belgium, in charge of the golden generation that didn't quite deliver in the end, but they were a very exciting side to watch, and he's brought some excitement to the setup of Portugal. Very impressive during qualifying, albeit it was a pretty comfortable group they were in. They won all 10 of their qualifying matches. Here's a Smodic feeding it wide now to Seamus Coleman, Ireland's right-hand side, just inside the Portuguese half. And the Everton man tries to move into a central position. A lot of time for Coleman here now to weigh up his options. Sends it back towards the edge of the centre circle to Josh Cullen. And now Robbie Brady has possession, and Ireland just slowing it down and trying to impose their game on proceedings. O'Brien inside the centre circle, off to Josh Cullen. And Darragh O'Shea on Ireland's right-hand side. And the ball is sent on, looking for Adam Ida. Ireland unable to retain control, and Portugal have coughed up possession. Might work out for Troy Parrott, but too much on it as the ball runs through Diego Costa of Porto. And the home side start to build once again with Neves out to the left-hand side to João Cancelo. João Felix down the line, Leao further forward. And João Felix sends it back to Cancelo. A little give and go. And now into the centre circle, where it's picked up by Bruno Fernandes of Manchester United, who finished the domestic season in England very much on a high, winning the FA Cup with Manchester United along with Diego Dallo. Fernandes, who created the opening goal for Kobe Mainoo. Here's Ignacio out to the left-hand side as they try to probe once again. The home side, back with João Neves of Benfica. Here's Rafael Leao, and Leao clipping the ball over the top. A lot of talk in Portugal that the left-wing position rests between João Felix and Rafael Leao, both included though from the outset tonight, with Leao the out-and-out winger down that left-hand side for Portugal. So certainly Seamus Coleman will have his hands full. Was it coming together a few moments ago involving Jake O'Brien.
Yeah, he probably got away with Jake O'Brien, didn't he? His two hands on him and just pushed him over. Crowd weren't happy about it.
There's João Neves, who appears to be the playmaker-in-chief in the centre of midfield for Portugal. And Pepe all the way back to his goalkeeper, Diogo Costa. And Costa just at the edge of his penalty area, taking a risk once again. And Adam Ida almost managed to steal the ball back for the Republic of Ireland. Good work by Robbie Brady to nip in ahead of Diego Dallo. But the referee has awarded a free kick to Portugal. Ireland almost away, but Ireland penalised for the challenge by Robbie Brady on Dallo.
Yeah, he just comes through the back of him. Dallo's touch for his left foot, and Robbie Brady just comes through a standing leg and takes him out. He even knew himself, Robbie Brady just stopped running as soon as he made the challenge.
And Portugal have possession, just shy of halfway. Work back to Pepe, the boy who was born in Brazil, but he says he owes so much to his adopted country, Portugal. And the nation means so much to him. Here's Antonio Silva, Portugal's right-hand side for Dallo, who slips it down the line. Bruno Fernandes of Manchester United to Cristiano Ronaldo. Dallo in behind the Irish cover, and he tees it up for João Felix, and Kelleher gets something on it to see it behind for a corner kick. Exquisite football from Portugal, but Kelleher to the rescue for Ireland.
Oh, it was brilliant play down the right-hand side. João Felix again involved. Little ball from Dallo inside Scales. What a ball that is into Dallo, should I say. And he can finish himself for his left foot, but he doesn't. He just squares it. João Felix has the shot and goal. It's a really good save from Kelleher because he gets a strong foot out wide. He's going the other way, puts his left leg out and gets a real good touch on it to knock it around the post for a corner kick.
Portugal threatening once again. Felix inside the area and he scores. João Felix. Breakthrough for Portugal in the 18th minute. Well, after making a tremendous save just a few moments ago, Caoimhín Kelleher is beaten and Portugal make their breakthrough. João Felix on target.
Yeah, it's real poor defending from Ireland. They can switch off again. And this happened a couple of times in the Hungary game. Corner kicks, we nearly got done a couple of times. And this time we do get done from it. It's a short corner and it's taken very quickly. It's a really good save from Keller in the first place. But everybody's admiring it and watching. Again, they have two out on the ball. They go short. Just play the ball inside to João Felix and he just gets it out of his feet. I think it's Scales coming, just turns his back on him and it may just clip him and take it the other side of Keller. But it's a really good finish, but it's poor defending from Ireland, so you shouldn't pick the ball up. It does take a deflection watching it again, but it's poor defending. You can't switch off a corner kicks, too easy to play. João Felix in the middle of the 18-yard box on his own, the ball's rolled to him, he opens up his body and bends it with his left foot into the far corner, and Keller is very disappointed because nobody pressed the ball for him.
In his 40th international appearance for Portugal, João Felix was just his 8th international goal when he received possession inside the Irish penalty area and curled it low. It took that little nick en route and there was nothing Caoimhín Kelleher could do about it. Portugal in front. They lead Ireland by 1-0. We're listening to coverage of this international friendly between Portugal and the Republic of Ireland on Radio 1 Extra. And Portugal have been threatening, it must be said, and they make the breakthrough. The side ranked 6th in the world. They lead in Aveiro by 1-0. Here's Ruben Neves, and Neves inside his own half, sends it forward, looking for the run of Diego Dallo. Just for a moment it looked like Caoimhín Kelleher was a little unsure about whether to come and collect. Eventually he did, and the Portman has possession of the ball. He bowls it out, and now Smallbone out to Seamus Coleman, Ireland's right hand side. Troy Parrott tries to lay a short pass back to a Smallbone. Eventually the ball ricochets out of play on the far side, and it will be a throw in to Portugal. So Ireland clearly rocked by the concession of that goal, and Portugal, who are determined to head off to the Euros in fine style, having suffered a couple of hiccups in recent friendlies. They're in front as Antonio Silva plays it forward. Now Diego Dallo plays it into a central position. Back with Silva. Dallo available on Portugal's right hand side. João Felix, and Dallo sees it back to Antonio Silva. Pepe in a central defensive position at the moment, and eventually Antonio Silva will send it to Pepe, and Pepe fires it out to the left-hand side. Gonzalo Inácio driving forward halfway inside the Irish half, lays it up to Cristiano Ronaldo, who appeals for handball against Josh Cullen.
Fancy this, won't we?
And he gets the decision. It's going to be a free kick.
It's just in that area when it's about 25-30 yards out, and he knows himself as well that it's in a good area. He has a bad touch actually. Ronaldo. Cullen just comes to close him down, he flicks it up, and Cullen does slap it down with his hand. It's in a really good position. His technique he has of getting her up and down. See his eyes light up as soon as the free kick was given. I'm sure he'll fancy this.
Well, he scored 891 career goals. They were talking to him about making it to 1,000. He reckons he'll get to 900 no problem. He's looking for number 892. The Irish wall is set up. There's 4 in the wall. It is a fair distance out for the 22nd minute, but this is certainly Cristiano Ronaldo territory. He's just going through his pre-kick ritual, and he's mouthing some words to psych himself up for this set piece. It's a pretty central position as well. It's about 35 yards out from goal. Ronaldo through the wall, and it cannons off the post. Rafael Leao with the attempted follow-up. He goes to ground, and Cristiano Ronaldo appealing to the referee, Chris Kavanagh, looking for perhaps a penalty kick, but the booming free kick, and it cannoned off Keller's left-hand post.
Yeah, but he just watched it. It looked the stadium, took a big breath, then bounced off the post like you say. It's a brilliant strike.
So another let-off for the Republic of Ireland. Scales sees it back to Caoimhín Kelleher. Kelleher takes a touch or two as Ronaldo goes to close him down. Ball out on that right-hand side of Darragh O'Shea is closed down, and really Portugal putting the squeeze on the Republic of Ireland. Rafael Leao on that occasion very smartly out to try and cut out the Ireland out ball.
Watching the free kick again on the monitor, and it does come off Adam Meada's head is what takes it away from Kelleher, bounces back off the post. Coleman is the one that reacts quick. This could have been a penalty kick, but he just gets there in time. But Portugal, what they're doing really well is they're encouraging Ireland to start to play the ball at the back, and as soon as they go into midfield they're going and getting a real press on us, winning the ball back up in high areas.
Pepe has possession deep inside his own half, and the wily campaigner manages to steal a yard of Adam Meada. Oh, there's a mix-up there, and Ireland almost profited. Great opportunity as the ball just ricocheted into the path of Sami Smodic, but good defending by Antonio Silva to get back to avert the danger. Real opportunity for Ireland, and Sami Smodic was trying to tee it up to get the shot away, but good defending.
Oh, it's brilliant defending from Silva, like you say. Sami Smodic always would have lit up, but bad pass into him. He just has a touch on it. As soon as he has a touch, Silva's on him and clears it out for corner kick.
So an opportunity perhaps in the set piece here for the Republic of Ireland. Will Smallbone is on dead ball duties here. Ireland's right hand side, and Darragh O'Shea was trying to get something on it, and in the end it's picked up by Portugal, and an opportunity for them perhaps to counter, but it's just slowed down, and now João Cancelo feeds it out to Portugal's left hand side. It just eludes Robbie Brady, and it goes out of play, and it will be a throw in on the far side of the pitch. So an anxious moment there for Portugal, I'm sure, for their manager Roberto Martinez, as he watched on as the ball was gifted to the Republic of Ireland. But it's Portugal lead by 1-0. We're just seeing another replay. Pat, it fairly took a deflection off Liam Scales, as he suggested, and it's a fair deflection as well.
It took a big deflection off him. Liam Scales gets out, in fairness to him, probably overkicked him, and hits him under between the legs, and just bounces down into the ground and spins away from Kelleher. But it's poor off the corner kick, because we've got two out at the ball, but it's actually the next ball that's played into João Felix in the middle of the box on his own, and nobody's anywhere near him. And like I say, he just gets it out of his foot and gets a strike away, and Scales' deflection does help it into the corner, but it's too easy.
There's no question, though, it is a goal for João Felix despite the deflection, as Ireland tried to find an equalising goal, and they have more defending to do. João Cancelo to take a throw in deep inside the Portuguese half. João Cancelo, who fell out of favour at Manchester City with Pep Guardiola, so technically speaking he's on loan at Barcelona. Not too bad a club to be playing your football with, but he's a quality player as well.
He's top class. Like both fullbacks, in fairness to them. Dalot as well has been raining down this right hand side.
As the ball is sent long, but too much on it. They were trying to just spring Rafael Leao into attack at the other end of the pitch.
And it's interesting because obviously Ronaldo's in that position now. You've seen him for a long time run away from defenders, run in behind. He's not going to do that anymore. He's coming short of feet or little ones down the side, and the real width and pace is coming obviously from Dalot and Cancelo, as well as Leao down that left hand side. So difficult to play against at the moment. Portugal, they've started the game really well. You're coming into this game, you think they've had a couple of defeats. Will they be up for it to try get to the Euros with a bit of confidence going? And they have started the game really, really well.
The ball played out to Ireland's left hand side. Robbie Brady has been fouled. It's going to be a free kick to be taken by Liam Scales. When there is a break in play, the camera tends to drift towards Cristiano Ronaldo. That's perhaps inevitable. He is the star turn, one of the star turns in world football, of course. Liam Scales has it for Ireland, feeds it up towards Sami Smodic on halfway. Robbie Brady as well to work it back towards Will Smallbone. Halfway inside the Irish half, João Felix goes to close him down. Darragh O'Shea just sends the ball on now for Troy Parrott, Ireland's right hand side. Seamus Coleman has coughed up possession, and Cancelo back to Bruno Fernandes.
That's a bit that's hurting us. I mean, we just keep giving the ball away cheaply. In fairness to Sami Smodic, he's the one in the top three that's, when it goes into him with sticks, that time is unlike Seamus Coleman to give the ball away, but that's going to hurt us in the long term because we keep giving the ball back and we have to work so hard to stay in this game and keep our shape. That will tell in the end. So when we have possession, we've got to make sure that we stay on it a little bit longer.
Pepe feeding the ball forward towards the centre circle. Bruno Fernandes helps it on. Antonio Silva, Diogo Dalot, and Ronaldo lays it back. Ronaldo scoring 10 goals in the qualifying campaign. He certainly turns up for Portugal. And of course, Pat, there's a lot of talk about whether he'll be a starter for Portugal at the Euros. That's the big question.
Yeah, well, like, it's a tough question. Like you say, he scored 10 goals in the qualifier. You're thinking, well, why would I not start them? But again, it's such a short tournament. You know, the group they're in is probably winnable from their point of view. So it'll be interesting to see they get the points on the board early, and he miss out in the last game maybe. But it's very difficult to lead him out. He's just such a talisman. He's liable to do anything in the game and score goals. And imagine the players as well getting a magnificent lift when he's in the team.
Yeah, Portugal in Group F along with Turkey, Georgia and the Czech Republic. In fact, they start against the Czech Republic in Leipzig this day week. The Obviously, the starting match, the first match in any tournament, is key. As Rafael Leao goes down the left-hand side, Cancelo sends it back, and now it's with Neves. And Neves to Joao Cancelo, and Cancelo halfway inside the Irish half, back to Joao Neves, and Neves to Portugal's right-hand side for Silva. Now Ronaldo dropping deep to get on it. Diego Dalot to Ronaldo. Liam Scales just barging into the back of Cristiano Ronaldo, who's got the arms outstretched, and he just pats Liam Scales on the back as the ball is knocked over the top, and now it's with Dalot. Dalot with the pull back to Ronaldo just inside the Irish penalty area, feeds it back, and the shot finds the side netting on the 29th minute. Bruno Fernandes with the hit the Manchester United man not too far away from making it 2-0.
Yeah, it's good play again. It's Dalot making the run down the right hand side, just putting behind from him. He's onside, just gets to the end line, has his touch and gets his head up, picks out Ronaldo just the edge of the box, and Ronaldo just rolls it back then as well for Fernandes, gets a shot away, just ripples the side net. It's never really troubling Keller. He's all the way across, make sure it's going down the side and outside the post. It's good play again from Portugal. Dalot's been really involved down this right hand side.
And Pat, a little exchange there a few moments ago between Liam Scales and Cristiano Ronaldo. Obviously Liam Scales determined to leave his mark on Cristiano Ronaldo, who was looking for a free kick, but
he wasn't happy. Cristiano
he wasn't.
He got two hands in the back. The Scales came up behind him, gave a little push in the back, and he reacted the usual hands in the air, but I think they made her up after that.
Yeah. Ireland have possession. Sammy Smollett sends it on to Liam Scales. Ida through the middle. Bobby Brady making a darting run down Ireland's left-hand side, but Portugal have possession back with Joao Neves. Off to Gonzalo Inacio.
He's been everywhere, Neves, in that midfield, hasn't he? He's just, every time they pick up the ball, he's always available. Little possessions, little pop passes, always trying to keep them going. That midfield is causing us problems. We can't get near the ball once it goes in there.
A bit of a hammer show or a horror show there from Portugal, as the ball almost ricocheted in favour of Ireland, but normal service is resumed. Portugal have possession on the far side with Joao Felix sending it back as they start to build once again. Roberto Martinez, as we mentioned, now managing Portugal, took over from Fernando Santos as manager in January of 2023. A lot of talk in Portugal that Jose Mourinho might be the one, and who knows, further down the line that may well happen, but it's Roberto Martinez who'll lead out Portugal at the European Championships, which get underway this weekend. Extensive coverage, of course, on RT2 television over the course of the tournament, as Ireland managed to clear their lines, picked up though once again by Joao Neves. You mentioned Neves just a few moments ago, dictating in the centre of midfield. He's not the strongest or most physical, imposing of players, but boy, technically he looks very proficient. I'll get your thoughts on that as Leao works his way inside the area, and the pull back towards the edge of the area finds Sami Smollett, who has been fouled by Silva, and that'll be a free kick to the Republic of Ireland on the edge of their own penalty area.
Yeah, it's the first time he's faced Seamus coming up, Leao, and he just put the burners on and went by him down that left hand side, pulled the ball back to the edge of the box, but no one there. In the end they give away a free kick. Just watch him again, brilliant free from Leao. Seamus can't go near him, he's in the box, and he just rolls the ball back to that penalty spot, but no one there for Portugal. But you're right, Neves in there, he's not the biggest boy, but he's still winning challenges. But every time they win the ball, he's the one looking to get it started again. He's always available and very, very influential in there.
Well, he's certainly auditioning in style tonight. He's not a nailed-on starter in terms of the projected starting 11 for Portugal from the start of the tournament. You have the likes of Pelinha, and obviously you'd imagine they would have to try and find a place for Bernardo Silva. They've got so many players, so many high-caliber players to choose from. Diogo Jota is on the bench, and obviously got Vitinha as well. And here's Joao Felix, the scorer of the goal, trying to set up Cristiano Ronaldo, but defended by the Republic of Ireland, and eventually it's swept away by Caoimhín Keller, playing it downfield, picked up by Adam Ida and Sammy Smollett, trying to work it through to Troy Parrott, who'd made a run down Ireland's right hand side. But Portugal have possession back, but there's an issue here because Pepe is down and he needs treatment.
Yeah, and he didn't look comfortable what happened. I don't know whether he's saying it was a kick, is he, on the heel, but I'm sure he's hopeful it's just a kick, because if it's anything else then he could be in trouble. Maybe having a look at Sammy Smollett. Sammy Smollett's got one earlier on, maybe a little bit of retribution back. The one he got in the instep earlier it wasn't Pepe, it was Dalot. Just watching again, it's actually Adam Ida is leaning into him, yeah, and he just, it's accidental. Adam Ida's just backing into him and moving his feet on the ground, and he just steps on the Achilles of Pepe, and it's a sore one.
Yeah, so treatment required here for Pepe. We're in the 32nd minute, and Portugal lead the Republic of Ireland by 1-0 in this pre-Euros warm-up match as far as Portugal are concerned. Roberto Martinez at the moment just getting his views across to Diogo Dalot. Meanwhile, John O'Shea has got a whole cluster of Irish players who are getting fluids on board.
It's a welcome break, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've been under the pump for a little bit now. They've been working very hard half an hour into the game, and they haven't really had too much of the ball earned, but they've worked hard. John O'Shea just giving them a little pep talk, keep them going, because the last thing you want to do is concede again.
And it is a very hot and sticky evening in Portugal. And I don't think Caoimhin Keller was ever getting to the ball in terms of the breakthrough goal for Portugal, but the deflection did him absolutely no favours.
Yeah.
I think Pepe is going to be okay to continue. Meanwhile,
be really disappointed as well, because of all the possession they've had, they've created one or two chances, but to concede off a set piece, he'll be disappointed with that. Coming away from home plate, Portugal saying make sure they're going to have loads of the ball possession, make sure the shape is good, and it's been okay. And then you give away a cheap goal off a corner kick, short corner kick. Whoever switched off, nobody picking up Felix, and like I say, it's a good strike in the corner for a big deflection off Scales.
So our match referee from England, Chris Kavanagh, is about to allow play to resume with a hot ball. No doubt both managers, Roberto Martinez and John O'Shea, will be considering making changes, and obviously with the finals just a few days away, that'll be key. Meanwhile, here's Adam Ida bearing down on goal to the edge of the area. Smodic in support. It'll run for Smodic. Got a shot away. It's deflected into the air. And Neves back defending. And, well, he felt the contact from Sami Smodic. He's not best pleased with the youngster as he helps him back to his feet. Just having a word with João Neves there. There's an opportunity for Ireland as the ball ran loose to Sami Smodic. Neves, despite his tender years, there's some experience there too.
Neves there because it wasn't a foul, but he just felt the contact from Sami Smodic and goes over easy. I'm not sure why Adam Ida's not pulling the trigger there himself. He's in the 18-yard box. He's trying to slip a pass into Sami Smodic. He's in good form, confidence. Just pull the trigger, have a shot at goal.
Well, not surprisingly, this match a sellout, a crowd in excess of 30,000. No great surprise in that. Here's Troy Parrott trying to engineer something for Ireland. Cullen in a central position, halfway inside the Portuguese half. Troy Parrott back to Josh Cullen. Ireland retaining possession at the moment. Cullen now feeds it out to the right-hand side as Ireland tried to work something once again. Smallbone to Cullen, and good to hear the Irish fans in good voice in Portugal this evening, despite the fact that Ireland trailed by 1-0. We're here in decent numbers. Obviously it's a resort, so plenty will be making a holiday of it. Adam Ida trying to tee it up for Smodic inside the area, and Seamus Coleman arriving inside, and Ida fires the ball into the side netting from a difficult angle. But encouragement there for John O'Shea and for Ireland.
Yeah, it was good play. Smallbone involved, a lot of little passes with him and Cullen. Roll down the side, Smallbone finds Ida down the right hand side. He tries to square it, comes back off Seamus Coleman, back to Ida. It's a tight angle. He's just trying to smash it into the roof of the net. He's a little bit unlucky, but that's what he should have done earlier on. I thought he was going to strike away, but this time he does. It's just down the side of the post. And it's good play from Ireland down that right hand side. Good intricate pass from Cullen. Smallbone involved with Smodic.
Well, I mentioned at the outset, Portugal will be many people's fancies for the European Championships in Germany, and of course they won it in 2016, so they'll always have that, but they'll be expected to travel deep into the tournament in Germany. Here's Liam Scales for the Republic of Ireland, back to Josh Cullen inside the Portuguese half now with Robbie Brady about 25 metres out, left hand side, trying to deliver the cross. Diogo Dalot gets a block on it, and Portugal will attempt to clear their lines with João Neves. And a lovely return pass from João Felix to pick out Neves. Liam Scales was there to break it up for Ireland, and Smallbone back to Scales on halfway. Cristiano Ronaldo back defending, and the final touch came off the Portuguese star, who goes out of play, throwing quickly taken by Scales, and now Jacob Ryan sends it back to Keller just on the arc at the edge of the penalty area. Now Smallbone halfway inside his own half, and he just slows it down, and Ireland all in white this evening have possession with that Jacob Ryan, while Roberto Martinez looking resplendent in his blue suit this evening on the sidelines. A very hot evening to be wearing a suit as Darragh O'Shea plays it out to Seamus Coleman. imagine that Seamus Coleman will be one of the changes made by John O'Shea the longer the game goes on. You'll expect both managers really, Pat, to make wholesale changes.
Yeah, I've been saying that most of the games with Seamus. Really, he seems to want to stay on the pitch, Seamus, and he's probably right from that point of view as a leader for his young there. You don't want to see coming on, because as the game sort of goes on and we have to work so hard, people will get tired. So the change is going to be important, because they've got some quality come off that bench as well.
There's Will Smallbone just on halfway. Did promise you the Irish team. It is Kevin Keller, Seamus Coleman, Darragh O'Shea, Jacob Bryan, Liam Scales, Robbie Brady, Josh Cullen, Will Smallbone in the engine room of midfield. Sammy Smodic, Troy Parrott and Adam Ida. Here's Smallbone feeding it wide now for Troy Parrott, who finished the season in the Netherlands in fine goal scoring form with a hat-trick in Excelsior's relegation playoff. Eventually they went down, but he certainly was finding the back of the net with great regularity as the ball goes out of play on this near side. The last touch came off Dallow of Manchester United, and there'll be an Irish throw-in with about 7 minutes to go to the interval, and Portugal leading by 1-0.
Yeah, it's difficult for Parrott at the moment to get him into the game. He hasn't had too many touches. He's just playing in behind the striker. Smodic on the left of it, Parrott on the right of it, just tucked in that little box that he likes to play in there, John, but he hasn't been able to get too much of the ball. Ireland haven't had too much of the ball, but Parrott probably less than most of the players in there.
We'll have the thoughts of Keith Tracy at half-time with Andrew on this Radio 1 extra special live coverage of this international friendly. Portugal against the Republic of Ireland, as Parrott allows the ball to run, and Portugal have it back. Now it's with Ronaldo, faced by Jake O'Brien. O'Brien, who had to cope with Kylian Mbappe in the cup final in France a few weeks ago, does well just to shepherd CR7 away from goal. But Portugal retain possession. Antonio Silva, and Silva about 30 metres out from goal just works it back to Neves, out to Diogo Dallow, Portugal's right hand side. Neves on it once again, now Silva, and Silva to Dallow. Portugal in their red jerseys, green shorts and red socks, retaining possession. Now it's all the way back towards halfway. Good pressing coming from the Republic of Ireland, with Sammy Smodic trying to close down Antonio Silva. So in the end they go all the way back to their goalkeeper, Diogo Costa out to Silva on the right hand side.
Yeah, it's good shape from Ireland, because it's easy to break that shape there. You get a little bit frustrated, you haven't had the ball for a while, and you go and chase it and it opens up the pitch, but they haven't been fairly disciplined in the shape they played, particularly in that midfield area where they've been nice and compact.
Portugal did score the most goals in qualifying right across Europe with 36 goals in all. They're looking for a goal here. Rafael Leao, and he blazes shot over the bar, but he was cutting in from Portugal's left hand side, and it opened up for Rafael Leao of Milan, and a curling right footer, not too far away, but Keller always comfortable that it was going wide, but that's what he can do, Rafael Leao.
Yeah, that's how they hurt you with that shape, like complimenting and being nice and tight, nice and compact, but as soon as they see that, and Leao is the one that stays out wide, they switch the play nice and wide, and he's 1v1 with Coleman straight away. Like I said, he can go both ways. He come in that time onto his right foot to get a strike when it's just over the bar.
Portugal have possession back. Adam Ida unable to make it stick. João Neves has it. And Portugal with around about 280 passes now completed, as the ball is played out to Rafael Leao on their left hand side. I imagine the players will be in dire need of a breather at half time. Energy sapping conditions in Portugal this evening, and it's the home side who lead by 1-0. João Felix with the only goal of the match so far, that after 18 minutes. But Ireland not without hope. They've managed to sniff out a few opportunities as Leao tries to conjure up something down that left hand side once again, and a combination of Coleman and Smallbone closed the door on Leao, who thought he should have had the throw in, but referee Chris Kavanagh, in conjunction with his assistant on that far side, James Mayring, decided that the restart should go in favour of the Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, it's good play from Smallbone, because he knows Coleman's in a race out there in the zone. He gets across and makes sure he's got double teamed him and against Leao, because he knows how quick he is. But good play from Smallbone.
Seamus Coleman, the Irish skipper, with the throw in down the line, looking for Adam Ida, who just lost his footing. That allows Portugal have possession back, and it's all the way back now to their goalkeeper. And Diogo Costa in sky blue, all in sky blue this evening, goes short to Pepe, who picked up that knock a few moments ago, but it looks like he's able to continue. But a little like several of the players, you'd imagine that Pepe will be sacrificed at some point, perhaps even at the start of the second half. Silva with the knockdown. Ruben Diaz on the bench as well. He's likely to be a starter at the European Championship finals in the heart of the defence. Ignacio is tipped to start. Gonzalo Ignacio plays it forward, and now Portugal's trying to build from halfway inside their own half with João Neves. Neves just rolls it short and gets the return pass once again as they look for a second goal before the break. Silva, Antonio Silva heads up towards halfway. João Cancelo in a central position, but instead it's Dallo, and now Cancelo gets on it on halfway. João Felix at the moment standing in an offside position, but he trots back onside. Ireland adopting a high line at the moment. Silva on Portugal's right hand side. Here's Bruno Fernandes, and Fernandes back to Neves. Good persistence there from Will Smallbone, and they tried to force a mistake from João Neves, but Portugal retain it. Cancelo out to Ignacio, and now they've managed to open up Ireland, and Ronaldo almost in, but Jacob Bryan is there to intercept, and the ball goes out of play, and it'll be a throw in for Portugal on the far side. Ronaldo making a very clever run, but just not picked out.
Yeah, it's a poor ball from Felix. It was brilliant play. They're all so comfortable on the ball. They're just waiting for that little gap. Ronaldo runs off the shoulder, and Felix, you'd expect him just to play into him, into his run, and he doesn't. He underhits it, cut out by Coleman, and Ireland get away with one. The technical ability of the players, the Portuguese players, is brilliant to watch. They're so comfortable on the ball, all areas of the pitch.
Leao sends it back, and now they start to try and mount an attack once again with Cancelo. João Cancelo, Ireland players well organised at the moment in terms of their shape. The game just being played at a rather slowish pace at the moment. It's the threat posed by Portugal that can just ignite in a split second. Ball fed out to Antonio Silva. Portugal's right hand side on for Diego Dallo. Now Cristiano Ronaldo. Back now with Antonio Silva, Dallo and Ronaldo. And Ronaldo feeds it back. Have to talk about this potentially being Ronaldo's last game on home soil as Smodic feeds it forward now for Adam Ida inside the area, left hand side. Held up here by Pepe, forced away from goal. Didn't really fancy taking on Pepe. 3 additional minutes to be played as the cross is delivered in from Ireland's left hand side. Now the break is on with João Felix. Leao further ahead. Ronaldo to the right hand side. Bruno Fernandes joining the attack at the moment as Portugal look for the second goal before half time. Stoppage time at the end of the first half. The ball is crossed in, and Ronaldo goes to ground, and Ronaldo's absolutely furious that the whistle didn't sound for a penalty kick. Robbie Brady with a rather clumsy challenge. VAR will check this, I'm sure.
Yeah, it just stands it up to the back post, and Robbie Brady's just all over Ronaldo. That looks like a penalty kick to me. Comes into the back one, bundles him over. Ronaldo's fuming with the referee over it. Robbie Brady has one of them looks on his face, thinking, did I get away with that? And hopefully I did, but gets the ball in the end as it come down, land on his head, but he barges through Ronaldo.
Yeah, he was coming from the wrong side there, Robbie Brady, as he rose. The referee allows play. The VAR check is over, and it will be a corner kick. It's swung in by Cancelo. It'll break here on the edge of the area. Portugal looking for the second. They felt they should have allowed a penalty kick. Here's Fernandes, laid off by João Felix. Neves on for Cancelo. Leao across on the left hand side to Portugal's right hand side. Leao with the layoff. Cancelo faced by Liam Scales. Scales just holding up his man now. Fernandes to deliver the cross. It's a great ball in, and it's headed over the top by Ignacio, who was up from the back. Gonzalo Ignacio in his 9th international appearance, in fact, now for Portugal, with a great opportunity.
Brilliant play again. They're just patient build up on the right hand side. Hernandez puts a brilliant ball into the box. Neshev should score. He should hit the target at least. It's a free header. Penalty spot between their two centre halves, and he heads it over the bar. Doesn't head it down. Heads it down. It causes Keller all sorts of problem. But again, a joy to watch down this right hand side.
And a lovely ball into the area played by Bruno Fernandes. A mistake by Liam Scales. Leao pounces halfway inside the Irish half. Smallbone is back there to redeem the mistake made by Liam Scales just a few moments ago. Robbie Brady fires the ball over the top. Pepe in trouble. The keeper had committed himself outside his area, and Diego Costa is there to just lay it off now to Bruno Fernandes. But
he's got away one there, hasn't he? Because he's right out, and I'm not sure Pepe knows he's right beside him, the goalkeeper's a couple of times, and he just hooks it over Adam Ida's head. It comes off his shoulder. If it comes off his shoulder, it goes the other way. Ida's in and goal, but gets away with one as well, Pepe and the goalkeeper that time. A couple of times he's been off his line fairly early, high up the pitch, Diego Costa, but like I said, Pepe just cleared his lines.
He is prone to making mistakes. He's a fine goalkeeper. Hit Ronaldo with a shot, and it's saved straight at Queven Keller. It was a pretty straightforward save in the end for Queven Keller, but Cristiano Ronaldo, well, his eyes must have lit up there. It is half time. Well, they've spurned another great chance right on the blow.
Yeah, Ireland looking for offside. The ball's played over the top, and Fernandes just on his half volley touches it back for Ronaldo, who strikes it straight at Keller. Either side of him, it's a goal, but good finish to the half from Portugal.
And they lead at the interval. Plenty for Andrew and for Keith Tracy to discuss at the break. It's been a pretty eventful first half. It's been mainly one-way traffic, and it's Portugal who lead thanks to that goal after 18 minutes scored by João Felix. Cristiano Ronaldo heads off. He's shaking his head in disgust. He perhaps feels he should have had a penalty. He hit the woodwork, and he had that great opportunity right on half-time. Just the one goal in it at the break. It's Portugal 1, Republic of Ireland 0.
And thank you very much to our commentary team, Pat Fenlon and Adrian Eames, who will be back in Aveiro, just south of Porto and north of Lisbon. I had a look at it on the map earlier on. It looks like a lovely place. We'll be back there well in time for the second half. Keith Tracy joins me in a studio here, and it was an interesting first half from a number of points of view. Ireland were slow to settle down, though, and I think Portugal found the groove fairly easy and fairly quickly.
Yeah, the opening 5-10 minutes maybe a little bit scrappy, but Portugal have started to flick through the gears. They're the one making all the chances, and look, they've gone 1-0 up. They've hit the post. It was a deflected goal as well, but the setup from the corner kick that João Felix ended up scoring from, it's really poor. It's a short corner to Bruno Fernandes, and Bruno Fernandes just passes it into the 18-yard box to Felix. He doesn't have to do anything too outrageous to go and get the shot off. He literally just turns, gets it out of his feet, hits a shot, and one of the Irish defenders is 2 or 3 yards off, gets a slight defection and ends up in the back of the net. And you can't do those type of things when a team is head and shoulders above you in terms of talent. You can't go down 1-0 to its set piece. And look, Portugal have threatened in other areas as well. Leao looks very, very good, looks on it today, starting to get the run at Seamus Coleman. João Felix looks in the mood, and Ronaldo possibly should have had a penalty towards the end. I'm looking at Cullen and Smallbone there at 2 holding midfielders, and they're just going chasing the game. And I think away from home against Portugal, you don't need to do those things. You need to sit in your shape, make Portugal play around you, because at times they're going through us, and when they do go through us, they look very, very dangerous. But the one thing that would give me a bit of hope, Andrew, is once or twice Diego Dallo in particular, Bruno Fernandes, they're playing sideways passing, and we've been able to nick it, and we're trying to go straight down the throat. Smodics has had a chance that they've been able to block in the end, the Portuguese, and there was a really good chance for Adam Ida. We flicked one over the top, and he got Pepe 1v1. He drove into the 18-yard box, and he turned away from it. He had the 41-year-old Pepe 1v1 in the 18-yard box, and he pulls away from it, doesn't go and commit him, and we recycle the ball and nothing happens with it. I think we need to make bigger chances from the moments we've had within the game.
Let's talk about those Portuguese chances, because they definitely had more chances than the couple of small, weak Irish chances that came about anyway. But let's start with that João Felix goal. You've sort of summed it up already for us. Came from a corner. He had a lot of space. He had a lot of space on the edge of the box. Just made a little bit of room for himself quite quickly and got the shot off quite quickly. And as you say, just a small little deflection, and Queven Keller had little chance in the goal.
No, there was nothing Queven could do. Once the strike takes a deflection, he's always up against it. But it's the setup, Andrew. It's so disappointing because they play a short corner. It goes to Bruno Fernandes. We still don't react. Schmodics is on the angle of the 18-yard box. The ball gets played inside of him, and if Schmodic just rearranges his position and comes a little bit tighter, they force that pass to go round rather than through the press. And once the ball comes into João Felix, you're saying he walks a little bit of room for himself. I think that's been a little bit kind to the Irish defence because there's nobody near him, and he gets it out of his feet. And I think it might be O'Shea is 2 yards off, gets a little flick off his quad and ends up in the back of the net. But it's the setup from the set piece which is really disappointing.
I mean, the the sheer class of the opposition tonight is going to make it very, very difficult. But what we've expected from an Ireland team after 3 John O'Shea Ireland teams is that they are well organised. They're not a very naive team. They have a good shape. They keep that shape and they get back into shape pretty quickly. But it seemed today, for the first maybe 20, 25 minutes, that maybe was it a lack of concentration? It didn't seem as solid as it has for the last couple of games.
No, it didn't. And again, I'm looking at Cullen and Smallbone because, Portugal are having the lion's share of possession. Bruno Fernandes, Neves and Leao in the middle are having an awful lot of the ball. But we're going chasing them in areas that we don't need to go chasing them. If they have the ball on the halfway line, let them have it there. And I know people are saying this is the defensive style of football. We're playing one of the best teams in the world, let alone Europe here. These are hotly tipped to go and win the Euros. Some of the best players in the world in certain positions. So why we would go chasing and vacate space? Because you have to think what Portugal want us to do. They want us to go and do a full court press because they think we'll play through this Irish press. So if we sit down, make it a low block, we can be in a low block be on the front foot, and when we win the ball we can transition from a defensive team to an attacking team very, very quickly. But we need Adam Ida to hold the ball up a little bit more. He's trotted on Pepe's ankle and Pepe went over. I'd love to see a little bit more of that because Pepe's a very, very physical player. He loves getting down and dirty with stuff. Go and give him a bit back and see how he feels, because he has a tournament to prepare for. So I think he might just shy away from it. Very rare you would say something like that with Pepe, but he has something bigger in his mind. So if Adamida, Schmodix, Parrott can go and get a little bit physical with him, I'm not sure how much he would want it, given what's at stake from in a couple of weeks' time.
Now, I did think the Irish team and that defensively did settle down towards the latter half, even though Portugal continued to make chances. And you mentioned João Felix and his goal earlier on. Rafael Leao looks very, very bright and sharp and fast on the left. Seamus Coleman doesn't seem to be, he's trying not to give him an inch anyway, but if he gets a turn on Seamus, he might be a little quick for Seamus.
Yeah, he is. He's very, very quick. And look, I've been one of these wingers when you're quicker than players, and there's no need to complicate the game when you get the ball and you have Seamus Coleman and Leao looks like he has the foot speed over Coleman. You just knock it and run. And he did it in the first couple of minutes.
Kevin Kilbane.
Kevin Kilbane, but Seamus did it really, really well. And look, Seamus has come up against Doku, who would have been quicker than him. He's come up against Mbappe in the past that would have been quicker than him, and he's managed to do a job on him. But Leao has just, the first race, Coleman does really well, glides over, wins a free kick. But since then, Leao's just come running at him and running at him. If I was Seamus Coleman, I'd be saying to Troy Parry, you need to come and give me a bit of a hand here, because he's getting too much of a run on me in 1v1 situations. I would back Coleman huge amount of the times, but away from home in the first half to one of the best teams in the world, maybe double up and give your right back a little bit of help.
Seamus is trying to stick very, very close to him, so he actually doesn't get the ball without contact being made by Seamus through the back. So, I mean, there's hands and bodies all over Leao, but for 90% of the time that'll work, but it's the 10% of the time that we're worried about.
It will. If you're Rafael Leao, if you're thinking Seamus Coleman is touch tight to me every time there's half a chance of the ball coming into me feet, if he's that close to me, then the space in behind him, and that is what will hurt Seamus Coleman.
Flick it around and peel.
Exactly. Yeah. You will see now he will start making 2 or 3 runs. I think it was Malin last night done it for Holland. He sucked one of the Icelandic centre halves in. Leao will come towards the ball. He will say he wants the feet, but knowing as soon as Seamus makes that move towards me, I'm going to go and spin in behind. So the danger is always in behind. Let them go and get it to their feet. We can go and deal with that from there, but in behind is where the real danger is. And Leao's got in behind once or twice, pulled it back to the 18 penalty spot, 18-yard box. They got 1 or 2 strikes out that we managed to deal with, but Leao is coming more and more prominent in the game.
We've mentioned Felix and Leao, and we've been using the word danger a lot, and we haven't even mentioned Cristiano Ronaldo. He hit the post from a free kick, fairly trademark Ronaldo free kick, outside the box, kept it low, and it was the far post that just that saved our blushes from making it 2-0.
Yeah, I wouldn't be giving Cristiano too much praise for this one, because it's a decent strike, but it gets a little flick off the wall, and Kelleher his weight is going one way, it gets a flick and it hits the post, and if it had gone in, it'd have been a wicked deflection that takes it in there. So a good strike, but I wouldn't be over-egging it. I think when that strike leaves Ronaldo's foot, he's definitely not thinking that's a goal. It would have been probably unlucky from an Irish point of view if it had hit the back of the net, but You've seen the way he was remonstrating that he should have had a penalty. He looks like he wants to score. So look, it's a great learning curve for Liam Scales and Jake O'Brien. Even Darragh O'Shea, I don't think he'd come up against that type of personality, that type of talent every day of the week, even in the Premier League from Darragh O'Shea's point of view. So it's a great learning curve out there. We're still competitive. It's still only 1-0, and we have had situations where we could go and make a little bit more, but we haven't carved out our own opportunities. It's been sloppy Portuguese play that's given us a half a chance.
One of the best chances of the half also fell to Ronaldo, and it was probably the nicest move of the game as well at the end of the pitch. It was Bruno Fernandes who just held the ball, got the ball at the edge of the box, just held it with one touch and swiftly just knocked it back to the onrushing Ronaldo, who got a good shot, but it was too close to Caoimhín and Kelleher. But another good attempt for Portugal.
Yeah, again, they just clicked into gear all of a sudden. As you said, Bruno Fernandes gambling on the ball, picks it up, gives it to Ronaldo, and it's a good, crisp, clean strike. Thankfully for us, it's straight down the throat of Caoimhín and Kelleher. Had it been 2 or 3 yards either side, it'd have been a really, really difficult shot to get a hold of. But they're growing more and more into it. But hopefully Portugal get now a little bit greedy, make a couple of substitutes, maybe stifles the way they're going, and we can hit them in the little bit of a lull. But again, Andrew, it's 1-0. I know we're running around, we're putting bodies on the line, but let's have a little air of realism here. Again, this is one of the best teams in the world, and we're competitive. It's still only 1-0. If we can get a set piece, a mistake at the back, or the one thing again, Portugal have conceded 2 goals in each of the last 4 friendly games, so they do concede goals. There's every chance we can get on the score sheet. It's just about defensively. Can we restrict them now in the second 45 and keep a clean sheet in the second 45?
Let's talk about the potential for Irish chances, because as you said, Portugal, they're so comfortable and so technically gifted. They're quite happy to pass the ball backwards and sideways, and a couple of times those sort of sniping Irish runs have caught them off balance, and we have gained possession in attacking areas. Do you think that's a way we should continue to press? I know you don't want Josh Cullen and Smallbone to press too high too quickly, but if Smudgicks and Ida can do it a slightly higher in the field, that's a way that we could attack Portugal, and slow Pepe in the middle of their defence.
Exactly. I think it's the front three. I think we try and shepherd the Portuguese into a certain area. If that is Pepe, if it's Cancelo, Dallo, whoever you want to go and target, you leave them in a very loose press, and when it goes to Pepe, you tell Ida to go, you tell Schmodix and Parrott to go. If they get taken out of the game, that's fine. We still have the back 5 and Cullen and Smallbone in place. That will happen from time to time, but I'm sure what John O'Shea is saying in the dressing room, we haven't really clicked in possession. Out of possession, we're doing okay, we're running around, but if Schmodix and Parrott can give us a little bit of something going forward, there's every chance we can hit the back of the net, because when you say Silva at the back, he's one of the best up and coming centre halves there is. Pepe been there and done it. Dallo, Cancelo, some great defenders, but they're chalking up chances and they do concede goals. So this is not a Portuguese team that get a whole host of clean sheets and win games that way. They will give you a chance. So if we can be ruthless as we were against Hungary, 2 chances, 2 goals, if we can do something like that tonight, get on the score sheet, and it's not the worst performance in the world, because what Irish fans need to know, we're going to have to be prepared to suffer. We're not going to have an awful lot of the ball. It's not going to be nice. It might be horrible, but if we can score in the 89th, 90th minute, or the final stages of the game and nick a draw, it's probably all we could have hoped for. So just stick around as long as we can. Hopefully Portugal will give us something where we can carve it out.
Let's talk about the Irish chances then. There haven't been too many, but a couple of times Ida and Smodix combined to sort of get themselves in good position with the ball. I suppose the Portuguese defence were nice and tight on them. They didn't seem to have a lot of room on the ball, and there were no real dramatically clear-cut chances. Were you disappointed with Ireland's sort of lack of penetration in attack?
Yeah, we didn't really have a lot. We didn't carve out a lot from our own making. There was 1 or 2 dodgy passes from Bruno Fernandes, Diogo Dallo, that we managed to pick up, and there was a really good chance for Schmodix when we did nick the ball. We got it to the edge of the 18-yard box. Schmodix tried a little snapshot, but Pepe reads it, comes in, gets the block in it. There's been a couple of half chances, maybe chances that we could have made more of, but generally it's been poor, sloppy Portuguese possession that we've managed to counter-attack. But I'd like to see a little bit more from Troy Parry. He's had such a good season going scoring goals.
He's been quiet tonight, hasn't he?
He has been quiet. Look, it's Joe Cancelo over there. I'm a big fan of his. I know there's a little bit of a stink that he's probably not the best personality in the dressing rooms, hence why he's bouncing around Bayern Munich, Man City and now Barcelona. But in 1v1 situations, he's very quick, very clever, very, very good going forward, and I think that's what's happened. Troy is worrying about going back the other way rather than being let off the leash and being able to go and attack Joe Cancelo. So you could probably say that about a lot of our attacking talent. Schmolix has been quiet, although he is trying. You can see he's trying to make things happen. Adamid has been largely gobbled up by the three centre halves for Portugal. So maybe we can, I don't know whether we up the tempo or what we try and do here, because you know whatever we do, Portugal are going to do the exact opposite of what we want them to do. But if we can stick around till the 75th minute, then maybe get a little bit braver and roll the dice a bit more, maybe that could be a route to it.
Ida went through on Pepe 1-1, but Pepe just got a sort of a foot and sort of knocked it back over his head towards the midfield area again. But in that moment, Ida looked to have the pace to get around him. Would you like to see a little bit more sort of direct running?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what we do. If the Portuguese press is going to be nice and tight and they're going to commit bodies, just flick it over the top to Adamida and say that's a 1v1 battle with Pepe. We expect you to hold up the ball. We'll get Sammy Schmolix, we'll get Troy Parra close to you. So you don't even have to win it cleanly. Just don't let Pepe win it cleanly. And the ball up has to be a clever enough ball, because if you fire it up at loads of pace and loads of height, Pepe will just run Adamida under the ball and it'll go back to Diego Costa in the Portuguese goal. So you have to angle them into the corners. You've got to put a little bit of check on it so it's not going to run through to the goalkeeper if it is left. And I expect Adamida to fight a little bit more. He's had such a good goal scoring season at Celtic since he went there, but I do think those half fighting balls where you maybe at 60-40 to the opposition, he needs to get better at winning those balls for us, because as we say, I think against the elite teams now, we are going to be a defensive team and we're going to try and transition into that attacking team, but we need a target man who can hold the ball up and bring our attacking players into play.
What will John O'Shea be saying to the players? I mean, this is his fourth game. He's had a draw, he's had a defeat, he's had a win. He doesn't want another defeat. What's he going to be saying to his players right now in that dressing room?
Well, I think he'd be saying don't panic. I know the first 45 minutes wasn't great. We were outclassed for long periods. They looked dangerous. They're getting shots off, but the scoreline is 1-0 and we're not out of the game. And how often have we seen ourselves out of games early doors, been 2-0 down at half time and it's been pretty much dead. We're still here. We just stick around, make it competitive, make Portugal work for everything they're going to get. It looks like Portugal are going to maybe make a couple of substitutions at half time.
I see Nilson Semedo is warming up on the field, which may suggest that Pepe is going to be rested for that second half.
Yeah, it looks like, and look at Adamida did trod on his Achilles as well, so maybe that's just a precaution from the Portuguese. So look, I do think there's something here for us. Portugal are a lot of people's tips for the Euros. I don't see them as strong as that. Obviously, we're not a European elite. They're making us look fairly average at the minute, but I think when you go up against the likes of an England, a France, a Spain even, there'll be a great leveler, and that's where Portugal will come undone.
Okay. Do you think there'll be any subs at the moment, or do you think he'll wait a few minutes?
I think he'll give it another 10-15 minutes. I think our shape has been okay, other than Smallbone and Cullen going chasing from time to time. I think it's been okay, and I think John is of a fairly similar vein of thinking to me that we need to get our best 11 out, get them running into certain areas, get their thinking processes clear, and then after that we can start adding one or two more.
Okay, and do you think Portugal will approach the game in the same way?
Yeah, well, I think now they'll be saying go and get the second, go and get the third, because the longer Ireland linger around this game, the more dangerous it's going to become. So yeah, I think the message from Roberto Martinez, go and get the second, go and get the third, and really stand on the throat of this Irish team. Okay, it'll be an interesting second half now. We are going to rejoin our commentary team now in a moment, and let's go cross back to get the commentary on that second half now, and as we rejoin Pat Fenlon and Adrian Eames.
And you're very welcome back for the second half here on Radio 1 Extra, and lots of changes made by Portugal by their manager Roberto Martinez. Diogo Jota of Liverpool is on, Mendes, Danilo, Ruben Neves and Nelson Semedo, so he's certainly shaking things up for the second half in terms of giving players the opportunity to show their worth. So a lot of changes made by the boss there of Portugal, and it's understandable really.
Yeah, of course it is. It's like you say, it's trying to give people game time now, keep them sharp as well. With some really good players gone in there, and like I said, we've had to work so hard in that first half. We haven't made any changes yet. I'd imagine maybe after 60 minutes we'll see a few come in just to get fresh legs, but some quality players now come onto the pitch again to match the ones that have gone off, so I'd imagine it'll be similar, a lot of possession.
So Leao amongst the players who's gone off. I suspect João Cancelo is gone, and possibly The impressive João Neves will confirm the changes very shortly. But Portugal starting the second half on the front foot. One man who has stayed on is Cristiano Ronaldo. He clearly has an appetite for the game tonight and wants to get amongst the goals. He perhaps will feel there's opportunities on the pitch for him. And I mentioned João Neves, he's amongst those who stayed on. So too is Bruno Fernandes. Robbie Brady back defending for the Republic of Ireland, manages to deal with that particular threat posed by Portugal, and it's all the way back to Diogo Costa, the goalkeeper, and they start to build once again. They lead by 1-0 Portugal. Ireland primarily on the back foot for so much of the first half, but they had their moments, it has to be said. There were a few glimmers of opportunities for the Republic of Ireland during the course of the first half, as Mendes sees the ball back, and Nuno Mendes at Paris Saint-Germain, who's not long back after injury, was out for 10 months. They have possession once again with Danilo, who's slotted in. Pepe, clearly one of the players who's gone off as well, as they work it out to that right hand side to Antonio Silva. So lots of changes made by Roberto Martinez, but John O'Shea sticking to his guns. It's the 11 that started who have retained their places for the second half. Portugal leading by 1-0. This special on Radio 1 Extra. Ireland almost had possession from a loose pass, but Troy Parrott unable to get control of the ball, as João Neves feeds it out to the right hand side looking for Fernandes, cut out there by Robbie Brady for Ireland. Ruben Neves gets involved, and now Antonio Silva inside his own half, and he feeds it forward. The Portuguese threatening once again with Nelson Semedo down the right hand side. 9 Premier League players in the squad for Portugal for the European Championship finals, and 3 of them from Wolverhampton Wanderers. Nelson Semedo was one of the Wolves players, sends it back and he receives it once again. Semedo out on that right hand side. The trend of the game pretty much as it finished the first half, with Portugal dominating the ball. Antonio Silva. Ireland with, as they say in modern football parlance, with a low block at the moment, trying to probe an opening. No role just yet for Portugal in terms of the second half for Bernardo Silva of Manchester City. I think John O'Shea will be happy if he stays off the field of play, but again it just underlines the quality they have. Vitinha is also waiting in the wings to come on as well of Paris Saint-Germain. Here's Seamus Coleman, all bottled up at the moment, but he's done very well in a tight situation defensively to work it back to Jake O'Brien, who plays it into a central position. Smodic at full stretch manages to just feed the ball on despite the presence of Antonio Silva. And Ireland in the end go all the way back to the Cork man, Huivi Kelleher, to Darragh O'Shea on this near side, fires it forward. Might work out for Ireland. Almeida, but Danilo just strongly in with the challenge to dispossess Ida. The ball is played over the top. Ronaldo inside the area. Ronaldo works it on to his left. Oh, it's a cracking goal from Cristiano Ronaldo. 4 minutes into the second half. Ronaldo, well, he makes Ireland pay the price. A loose pass, and Ronaldo with a curling effort into the top corner, and it's a high quality goal.
It's incredible, isn't it? You're talking about where you're on, do you start them, do you not? Here's the answer. Here's where you start them, because it's unbelievable. And I'll go back to it, and I don't be overcritical. Almeida, again, the ball is played into him. He takes a touch with the outside of his foot. He lets the centre half see it. Semedo, I think it is, who robs it off him. And that's the bit of the game where he needs to tidy up. But look, there's so much to do after that. It's just a wonderful. Is that one where he faces you up as a defender? I think it's Ian Scales. Just ball played into him again. He just takes a brilliant touch, pops back inside onto his left foot. He just bends it into that top corner, and the goalkeeper can do nothing about it at all. It's a brilliant touch. The first touch sets it up, throws his leg over Ronaldo style, and he just bends it, and it starts way outside the post and just curls into the top corner. It's a brilliant goal.
A smashing goal from Cristiano Ronaldo to make it 2-0. His 129th international goal, his 207th international appearance. They're staggering figures, really, Pat.
Oh, it's incredible. And the goals he scores is just incredible. I think it's Ruben Neves with the ball that time as well, just over the top. His run is perfect, just plays on the shoulder of Scales, but his goal scoring record is absolutely that'll never. What I wouldn't know, never thought he'd be matched again. He's just phenomenal. He's, like you say, he doesn't have the legs or the pace, but he's still got that quality there.
They're coming hunting a third goal here in Portugal. The ball played into the area. Seamus Coleman has to deal with it despite the presence of Nuno Mendes, and they get a clear Ireland, and Will Smallbone will send it up towards halfway. Ireland playing second fiddle at the moment to much celebrated Portuguese side who will be clearly amongst the favourites at the European Championship finals, which get underway at the weekend. Germany against Scotland is the opening match on Friday night on RT2 television, but Cristiano Ronaldo on for the second half. He was determined to get on the score sheet. I'm sure he smelt there were goals in the match for him, and he's produced an outstanding finish from just inside the area, right hand side, a curling left footed shot which gave Weaving Keller absolutely no chance in the Irish goal, and they could be in for a third here, but it's forced wide by Nuno Mendes inside the area. Offside flag may have resulted in any event, but Mendes unable to guide it goalwards.
Yeah, we're struggling a little bit at the moment. We haven't come out for the second half. Just watching the run, he's just slightly offside. The ball plays as Nuno Mendes makes the run, and now was a mile offside position. Again, at half time, just coming back out for the second half, the last thing we wanted was a really decent start. There's so many changes made, quality players coming on, fresh legs, as we decided to make one now. Looks like Mikey Johnson is going to come in. Yeah. It was a poor start to the second. It was the last thing we needed was give away a cheap goal.
Yeah, so Mikey Johnston is coming on. Troy Parrott is heading off. John O'Shea is in fact going to make a double change, so it's a double change being made by the Republic of Ireland. So it's an international debut for Leicester City's Tom Cannon. We've had to wait some time for Tom Cannon to make his international bow, but here he is. A lot of talk that he might declare for England. One international cap at under 21 level, so Tom Cannon is on, so that's a big moment for him and for Irish football.
Yeah, it's a good addition to the squad. We're crying out for players at that end of the pitch, and he's been a quality player this season as well at club level, so good to get him on the pitch. And Troy Parrott and Adam Ida coming off there again. Like I said with Ida, it's the game, part of his game he's got to really tidy up on for me. And again, Troy Parrott was a difficult night for him because we haven't been able to get him in the game. It's that difficult midfield. Just watching the goal again, the first touch is fantastic from Ronaldo, but it's an incredible finish.
Yeah, and a lovely little shimmy just to give Liam Scales the slip, and a bullet of a shot, curling effort, and well, all Caoimhín Kelleher could do was just watch and admire as the ball drifted into the top corner. Cracking finish from Cristiano Ronaldo to make it 2-0. Here's Danilo halfway inside his own half as he turns away from trouble. You mentioned it as well, it was a terrific ball through from Ruben Neves to carve out that opportunity for Cristiano Ronaldo.
It's got to be inch perfect, hasn't it? Because like I said, he's not running away from the defender.
Well, the referee has awarded a decision here. We'll see. It's borderline on the edge of the area. Jake O'Brien involved. Diogo Jota was the Portuguese player just outside, marginally outside. It'll be a free kick for Portugal. And once again, you know who will fancy it.
That's just on the edge, wasn't it? It was just on the line. Jake O'Brien is actually in the box, just dwells on the ball too long, and he just comes across Jota, and he's just right on the line. And if it's on the line, then maybe it should be a penalty, but he's given it outside the box. And Ronaldo again, he was going ballistic with the referee at half time. He's happy now, having a joke from after getting his goal, and now he sees this as well. He's lined up on the edge of the box, and him and Mendes over it again.
Yeah, 4 in the wall for the Republic of Ireland this time. Portugal leading by 2-0. Joao Felix and Cristiano Ronaldo, but this is very definitely one for Cristiano Ronaldo to take on. It was that the challenge from Jake O'Brien right on the edge of the area. Yeah. I'm sure VAR checked it, obviously. That goes without saying. It will be a free kick. It was a tight one.
Oh, that's really, really tight, because he's had 2 little kicks, hasn't he?
Well, the check is ongoing. It would appear that the referee... he's been called over. He's been called over to review it. So, generally speaking, Pat, when they go across to have a look, we know what happens next.
It's on the line for me. I think Jake O'Brien has a touch with his foot. He's not aware that Jota's on his outside, and Jota just nicks in and robs the ball up. He has a little kick at him, and then he has a second kick at him, but it's right on the line. It is a difficult one for the referee to see in real time. But again, I'm just watching the VAR monitor now, and as this is what I'm not sure this first one is the foul. Just he's just coming across to kick the ball, and he doesn't connect this time. I think he sticks out the leg on Jota, and I think it's in the box, and I think it will be a penalty.
Yeah, I think so. But it was very difficult to see in real time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So he's having a good long look at this, referee Chris Kavanagh, and obviously the VAR official, who is Jared Gillett, very experienced in terms of making the calls. But he hasn't signalled for the penalty just yet.
I think he's going to leave as it is he?
Yeah. So the VAR review is complete, and now he's saying wait.
He's saying it's a free out.
A certain amount of confusion, but it looks like Ireland may well have escaped the penalty call as Diogo Jota goes down. Cristiano Ronaldo having a word with the referee. So what's the call here? It's been a little confusing, but
I think he's given a free out, has he? I think he's given I'm amazed that that's a free out. I'll look at penalty kick all day for me. Jake O'Brien gets away with it. Maybe he just thinks Jota stuck his leg in and O'Brien's kicked in, but Ireland coughed the ball up again from that. It's a short free kick, give the ball away in front of our own box again. It's poor play.
Mikey Johnston unable to make it stick initially, and now Tom Cannon getting involved down the left-hand side for the Republic of Ireland. A let-off for the Republic of Ireland, no question about that, but it was VAR checked. Callum O'Dowd, by the way, has also come on for the Republic of Ireland. We'll just check Robbie Brady perhaps is the one that's gone off.
Yeah, Robbie Brady's the one that went off. He looks fit, Robbie Brady said that in the Hungary game. He looks in really good condition, Robbie Brady.
Yeah, he's really cemented his return in terms of the Republic of Ireland standings, having been off the scene for a while when he was struggling to find a club, and also injuries as well. Seamus Coleman, no sign of him going off early in this one. Jake O'Brien sends it forward to Josh Cullen, and O'Brien feeds it back to Caoimhín Kelleher. The scoreline reads Portugal 2, Republic of Ireland 0, but the hosts have been utterly dominant in the match. Mikey Johnston getting involved for the Republic of Ireland, halfway inside his own half, but they've given it away all too easily. Callum O'Dowd getting involved once again on Ireland's left-hand side, and he does really well to fend off a couple of challenges and just protect the ball. Smallbone sending it back to a central position to Josh Cullen, out to Ireland's right-hand side now for Darragh O'Shea. Sammy Schmodic trying to link up there with Seamus Coleman, but in the end the ball just drifts out of play on this near side. We're heading towards the hour mark, but it's going to be a long second half, you feel?
He looks, Seamus Coleman looks tired on this right-hand side. He's had a lot of work to do in that first half. And he just, that ball, Smodic played the ball out to him, and he just didn't read it properly and went out for a throw in, but he does look very tired. I'm wondering would it be another change in that position.
Danilo just outside his own penalty area, and he just rolls it back to Diogo Costa. The goalkeeper will feed it out to this near side. Out down the line for Nuno Mendes, and Nuno Mendes unable to keep the ball in play, so Ireland get the throw in quickly, taken by Sammy Schmodic, but well read defensively by Danilo, and a challenge there by João Neves results in a free kick for Portugal well inside their own half.
Yeah, it's a quick throw in. Sammy Schmodic's into Tom Cannon that time, but again it didn't stick. And that's the one complaint you'll have with the forward play so far for Ireland, bar maybe Schmodic's. It's when it's come into him, he's the one that's caressed it and kept the ball and been able to let us get up the pitch, but the other strikers have struggled to do that. The other forward players, it's come off them too easy.
So Tom Cannon on for his international debut as the ball is fed by Inacio out to that right hand side and all the way back to the goalkeeper Diogo Costa. Now Ruben Neves gets on it, off to Antonio Silva. Now Nelson Semedo halfway inside the Portuguese half, and he's drifting into a central position, playing a bit of a risky game. We're eventually sending it back to the goalkeeper, who sweeps it away to Inacio. Gonzalo Inacio, he'll be hoping to start alongside Ruben Diaz at the heart of the Portuguese defence. The smart money would seem to suggest that's the pairing, as Diogo Jota, who scored in the last two friendlies, and he could be in for a goal here, feeds it up for Ronaldo, and a tiny finish from Cristiano Ronaldo, sweeping Portugal into a 3-0 advantage. It's a beautiful finish from Ronaldo. Diogo Jota centrally involved, and that's a really stylish goal to make it 3-0.
That's brilliant play from Jota again. The thing is, Darragh O'Shea goes over in the ground, he just rolls the ball away from him and just plays with the outside of his foot across the penalty spot to Ronaldo, who just guides it in with his left foot into the far corner. Another brilliant finish. Just watch again, his brilliant play from Jota. Gets a little break, O'Shea goes over and he just robs the ball off, and the outside of his boot just plays it into Ronaldo. He doesn't think about it, plays it straight away with his left foot, bends it into the far corner. Again, the goalkeeper Caoimhín Kelleher can do nothing about it. It's a brilliant finish from Ronaldo.
Well, Cristiano Ronaldo broke Irish hearts in Faro back in 2021 with two late goals to deny the Republic of Ireland a famous result after John Egan had given the Irish the lead. The stakes were much higher a couple of years ago than they are tonight, but Cristiano Ronaldo with a brace to make it 3-0. We've hit the hour mark, and Portugal out of sight.
We just need to be careful now as well, don't we? We don't really take a bit of a hammering here. They've got some quality players on the pitch. They're all looking to show, to be in that first team and to get to the Euro. So we've got to be very, very careful here that we make sure that we're compact, don't get stretched, don't get the pitch too open on us, because they are pressing the ball and pressing us high up the pitch. And like I say, Jota coming on has made a big difference for me. He's top quality.
Well, here's the ball over the top, and an opportunity for Tom Cannon inside the area. And Cannon, well, he couldn't quite provide the telling finish, but it opened up and he gave the Portuguese defence the slip. And Danilo in all kinds of bother. Big opportunity for Ireland, and for Tom Cannon on his international debut to crown it with a goal, but at the wrong side of the post.
Oh, it's brilliant play. It's a big long ball, 60 yards over his head. He pulls it down, checks back across Danilo, and just trying to guide it in away from the goalkeeper. Very unlucky, Tom Cannon. Another chance for Ireland, but this time it's the wrong side of the post.
Yep, 3-0 it remains in favour of Portugal, and they go short with the restart from their goalkeeper. And a great opportunity for Tom Cannon just to put a glossier look on the scoreboard as far as the Irish are concerned. 3-0. 3-1 would be some sort of a small comfort, you'd have to say. Portugal look capable of going on and getting more goals. The important thing for the Republic of Ireland is not to concede any further goals and perhaps try and work an opening or two at the other end, but easier said than done against the quality of opposition on display tonight as they go along. And Liam Scales cuts it out, cushioned chested ball, and he works it back to Caoimhín Kelleher. And now Jake O'Brien out to Darragh O'Shea. Darragh O'Shea just outside his own penalty area sends it forward, but he's given it away. Ruben Neves sends it on. Cristiano Ronaldo, of course, on a hat-trick. He receives from Semedo. Bruno Fernandes also involved. Now Mikey Johnston, always been caught in possession, and the ball is worked through. Put back here for Semedo inside the area, and the shot is blocked behind for a corner kick. Good defending by Jake O'Brien.
We look ragged at the moment, giving the ball away cheaply, running with the ball when we should be passing it. Like I said, you're in that stage of the game there where it's the end of the season, players look tired, and we got away with one that time as well. Just could have conceded again, but we didn't. Good block in the end from Jake O'Brien, gets across and gets a block on the ball, corner kick, but just need to be very, very careful now. Possession of the ball has got to be really precise.
3-0 Portugal lead. They have a corner kick here to be taken by João Neves on their right hand side. Antonio Silva and Mikey Johnston pairing up, and the referee just having to sort out one or two issues inside the area. Portugal goes short with a corner kick, and it's rolled back towards the edge of the area, and the driven shot easily dealt with by Caoimhín Kelleher from long range. No real power in it, and no trouble to the former Ringback Rangers player.
Yeah, but it's another strike from a short corner. Again, we got punished in the first half with a goal. That time it's another short corner, and they're at the pick player out on the edge of the box, gets a strike away, like you say, straight in the hands of the goalkeeper. Again, poor defensive play from Ireland.
Callum O'Dowda faced by Ruben Neves, works it back now to Mikey Johnston. Johnston, who finished the season at West Bromwich Albion, gets a break and feeds it out to Callum O'Dowda. Josh Cullen, not too much on for Josh Cullen, so he's forced to go back to Scales. Smallbone with the layoff to Cullen, just inside the Portuguese half, plays the ball into a central position, and the ball lifted over the top by Schmodic for Tom Cannon, who's certainly looking very lively following his international bow. And the second ball breaks in favour of Ireland. On the left hand side, Mikey Johnston inside the area, wide left position, trying to engineer across, but he'll get a corner kick for his troubles.
Yeah, they've copped up a couple of chances to us, haven't you? You can see where they've conceded a few goals in their last few games. We're sloppy at times with our passes, playing balls across the box, get cut out at times again, giving us a half a chance. So defensively, they probably need to tidy up if they expect and they want to go and win the Euros, then they've got to be stronger defensively.
Will Smallbone to take the corner kick for Ireland. 65th minute. Ireland 3-0 down, and the corner is easily dealt with, but Ireland have it once again with Josh Cullen. 35 metres out from goal, floats it into the area. Two Portuguese players went to try and get it away, and they managed to do so. Now Bruno Fernandes on the counter-attack, driving forward. Ronaldo to his right-hand side. Ronaldo with the pullback. He was looking for Diogo Jota inside the area, or perhaps Bruno Fernandes on the edge of the area, but he was able to find either of them, and Ireland managed to clear their lines.
Yeah, it was a great play. Fernandes, 3v2 situation, plays but delayed the pass out to Ronaldo. Normally you see him maybe try to bend into the top corner again, but just looks a little bit tired at the moment. Poor pass into the box, and Ireland clear it.
Here's Darragh O'Shea in possession for Ireland on the right hand side, just inside his own half, and he just floats the ball over to the opposite flank, where it's picked up by Will Smallbone. And Smallbone with options to his left, which include Callum O'Dowda. Back with Smallbone, Cullen available. Cullen closed down by Bruno Fernandes, so it goes all the way back to Liam Scales, just inside the Irish half, and now it's with Jake O'Brien. O'Brien just on the fringe of the centre circle, rolls a short pass and gets the return of Darragh O'Shea. Jake O'Brien from Youghal in County Cork to Smallbone, and Smallbone back to Jake O'Brien, and now Darragh O'Shea, and the Dubliner looks up and then sends a 30-yard pass down the line, inviting the run of Sammy Smodic. And Smodic, who is in terrific goal-scoring form, hitting 27 goals in the championship for his club Blackburn Rovers, as we mentioned in the first half, so he knows where the goals are.
Yeah, he hasn't had too many chances in front of the goal tonight. He's worked really hard. He's worked that position, like I say, in behind the striker, trying to get out wide into areas and join up with the centre forward as well. He's had to defend a lot, but his work rate has been fantastic.
Halfway through the second half, Portugal leading by 3 goals to 0. Seamus Coleman, who looks like he's got a bit of the sun. I'm sure in Portugal, obviously, players would have had a bit of a break at the end of the Premier League season. But it's all go as they had to report into the international camp for the 2 friendlies against Hungary and tonight against Portugal. Victory against Hungary, but this is set to be a defeat for John O'Shea in his 4th game in charge. Coleman to take the throw in. Smadic darting this way and that, eventually down the line, and the flick from Sammy Smodic, unable to link up with Aaron Mendes is there. And the ball is played forward by Ruben Neves. Mikey Johnston is there to nip in and take control of the ball for Ireland. Jake O'Brien out to Ireland's left hand side for Callum O'Dowda, who works it down the line for Mikey Johnston, and Johnson now to take on Nelson Semedo, heading towards the byline, and Semedo just did enough to get a block on it. Haven't managed to clear the lines just yet, but now Ruben Neves can carry it forward for the home side. On now to Bruno Fernandes, blistering pace about Fernandes as he bombs forward. Diogo Jota to his left hand side, well defended by Darragh O'Shea, who got something on it to prevent Diogo Jota receiving possession. But the Portuguese have it once again. Jota sending it back now to Inacio, and on now by João Neves. Neves receives once again, this time from Nuno Mendes. João Neves feeds it into a central position to Danilo. Danilo just outside the centre circle, just inside the Irish half. And to Inacio on Portugal's left hand side, as they just slow down the tempo once again.
Yeah, just got to be careful with Fernandes as well. We've had a lot of changes come onto the pitch, you understand that, but our 2 midfielders, when we're piling forward, Fernandes is not tracking anyone back, and he's the one on the break, twice on the counter-attack. He's driving our back 2, back 3. We did 3v2 earlier on a 4v3 that time. We just need to be very, very careful that we don't switch off defensively.
Yeah, Ireland about to bring on Matt Doherty and also Jason Knight, some fresh legs. Certainly Jason Knight had an impact off the bench last week against Hungary. And Portugal sailing to victory here. It's all about, well, to a large degree, damage limitation as far as John O'Shea is concerned, you'd have to imagine, as Bruno Fernandes watches on. And Roberto Martinez, I'm sure, will make 1 or 2 more changes before the end of this particular match. So that double change being made now by John O'Shea, just to bring some renewed energy to the Irish setup.
Yeah, imagine Seamus will be the one, maybe one that's coming off. Matt Doherty can fill into that right wing back role if we need be. Jason Knight coming on for Sammy Smodic.
So off goes Sammy Smodic, and Matt Doherty and Jason Knight ready to come on. And as you mentioned, Pat, the one to go is Seamus Coleman, but he's run his socks off.
He did. He looked at him taking the throw in that time a couple of minutes ago, and he looked out on his feet. He looked very tired. He's been brilliant server. He's had a hard night tonight. It's been difficult for him. He's had to deal with a flying winger as well, and allowed in the first half and second half he got a little bit more support, but Matt Doherty in there, plenty of legs.
Here's Josh Cullen trying to get the measure of Nelson Semedo. The Irishman goes to ground. Ronaldo with the layoff. Bruno Fernandes, who scored 6 goals in qualifying, trying to engineer another opportunity. Ronaldo on it once again. Bruno Fernandes with the back heel flick to pick out Antonio Silva. João Neves available, but instead Antonio Silva, and he rolls it back now to Ruben Neves at square. To Danilo, out to the left hand side for Inacio. Inacio slipping it down the line. Mendes sends it back to Inacio. Good pressing from the Republic of Ireland. Tom Cannon trying to close down Danilo halfway inside his own half, and the goalkeeper is forced to send it back to, or rather Danilo is forced to send it back to the goalkeeper, and he receives once again. Neves to Ruben Neves. João Neves to Ruben Neves to the right hand side for Antonio Silva. Nelson Semedo involved. Cristiano Ronaldo and Diego Jota, the two-pronged attack at the moment for Portugal.
I feel sorry for the Irish players at the moment. We can't get near the ball, we can't get a touch of it. They're just popping it about for fun, and it's a difficult shift at the moment. There's still 20 odd minutes left in the game as well.
And the star of the show, unquestionably, Cristiano Ronaldo. He'll be heading to his 6th European Championship finals in a few days' time. He has scored at every single Euros since his first appearance back in 2004 and has bagged 14 goals at the finals over the years. It's quite a return. He's a man for records, really. And there was a rather rash challenge there on Mendes, who clearly felt the effects of that one, as Matt Doherty, a new arrival to the Irish scene, went clattering in there.
Yeah, it's a naughty challenge from Matt Doherty. He's nowhere near the ball. He just leaves a leg on him, catches him across the shins.
And both goals scored this evening by Cristiano Ronaldo of the highest quality. The first, a bullet into the top corner. Lovely curling effort. He measured it to perfection. And the second one was just all about technique, really.
Yeah, like you said, the force is about his foot.
Well, they've given it away. The Republic of Ireland now. Ruben Neves onto the loose ball. Bruno Fernandes with the hit, and that's an excellent save. Credit must go to Caoimhín Kelleher, diving to his right-hand side to deny Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, we give the ball away cheaply again in front of our own box. It just rolled back for Fernandes, and he gets a shot away, and it goes through a couple of Irish players. Jake O'Brien in front of the goalkeeper, and Kelleher gets across, gets two hands on it, and just turns it around the post. Good save.
Corner kick for Portugal as they look for a fourth goal. We're in the 73rd minute, and it's going to be taken by Bruno Fernandes, Inácio and Danilo amongst those in the red of Portugal inside the area. Bruno Fernandes of Manchester United with the corner kick. Liam Scales got something on it. Ronaldo works it back to Semedo. Ruben Neves, and now Semedo once again. Neves takes a touch and then hoists the ball up towards the edge of the area. Diego Jota, and the driven shot from Danilo up from the back of that set piece a few moments ago. Again though, straight at Kelleher who makes the save.
He's so good in the air, Jota, isn't he? He's not the biggest lad, but that ball is stuck up to the back post and he's up over everybody, just knocking it back. Semedo volleys it with his right foot into the ground, into Kelleher's hands.
Scales plays it forward to Josh Cullen. Ireland deep inside their own half though at the moment. And Liam Scales will see it back to Caoimhín Kelleher. And Kelleher, he took a risk there, and Ronaldo goes to ground. Ronaldo trying to pinch the ball back again. He appeals for the penalty kick, but again the referee says no way.
Yeah, he got away with Caoimhín Kelleher, and Ronaldo shaking his head. He's thinking I should have two penalties. I should be sitting here on 4 goals rather than 2. Kelleher just tried to be smart. Goes to play it, checks back onto his left foot, gets caught by Ronaldo and gets away with it. Could have been a penalty kick, or he could have robbed the ball and scored on him.
Well, Cristiano Ronaldo just having a quiet word with Caoimhín Kelleher. Play continues. Ronaldo just checking his run. He may well have been offside, and he fires the attempt goalwards. And offside flag goes up.
He's waving at the linesman. He's giving the linesman a little finger to say no, it wasn't, but it looked like he was. He didn't put the flag up. It's brilliant play again, right? This time it's squared to him on his right foot, and he flashes it first time with his right foot. He's standing miles offside as he's walking out, as I'm watching it again. And the ball is a pull back. It's pulled back, and he just swings a right builder. It's a brilliant strike again. He's just trying to bend into that near post again, just down the outside the side net.
Yeah, he used all his experience there just to try and work the avoid being offside and just to work the onside situation. Yeah, he just stalled his run and held it.
He was just in that position. He's about 30 yards offside initially, wasn't he? And he just strolled out as the play was building up. And like I said, I think it was a pullback to him that time. And he gets a strike away. I didn't think he'd be still on the pitch at this stage, but he's probably thinking, don't take me off.
I need a hat-trick.
I want a hat-trick. I'm just looking at the targets here as well, like 9 shots on target. We haven't had one yet, unfortunately. So
João Neves has fouled. Free kick to Portugal in the middle of the pitch.
He's been very good in there, João Neves, hasn't he? He's just so tidy on the ball. He's just so comfortable. Everywhere he picks up the ball, he's just so comfortable. He doesn't complicate it. He just does things so easy.
Portugal with possession once again. Inácio gets the return pass. Inácio feeds it forward now. Here's Bruno Fernandes inside the Irish area, trying to create the angle, gets a shot away. Took a really wicked deflection. And that almost troubled Caoimhín Kelleher of Fernandes almost there for a fourth Portuguese goal. The deflection took it wide.
Yeah, we look all over the place at the moment. Josh Cullen trying to rob the ball the wrong side on Fernandes, and he just comes across and he's getting across the front of that 18-yard box, gets a strike away. Because Brian gets a foot out and just takes a deflection the wrong side of the post this time for us. Goes out for a corner kick, but we look all over the place at the moment. 6-7, we look very tired, lethargic, giving the ball away so cheaply.
Well, the corner is taken short. It's worked into the area. And in the end, it's all rather scrappy and loose, but Danilo will pick up the pieces here for Portugal. Feeds it back out now to Inacio, and Inacio to Nelson Semedo. Danilo available in the central position, just inside the Irish half. Ireland trying to just squeeze up on Portugal. Semedo turns away from Mikey Johnston and then works it back to Danilo. Ruben Neves, and another change about to be made by Portugal, with Matheus Nunes of Manchester City about to be introduced. Danilo out to the left hand side. Inacio trying to help it on. The ball came off an Irish player and it goes out of play. Keegan Keller just a few moments ago taking a real risk with Cristiano Ronaldo knocking around.
Yeah, just watching it again. I don't think it's a penalty kick. Keller gets away where he's lucky enough. Ronaldo maybe fouls him. Then he grapples him to the ground, so he does get away with it, but I'm not sure. I don't think it's a penalty kick. I think it's the right decision from the ref.
So João Neves, who had a very impressive game as the player has gone off, to be replaced by Matheus Nunes of Manchester City. So he's in for his 14th international appearance. But João Neves, I think he's a player we're going to hear a lot about.
He's excellent. It's one of them players you watch in the game and maybe don't take loads of on, but he's so simple on the ball. His positional sense is brilliant. Every time they pick the ball up, he's available for a pass, lends it to players, gets it back, does everything so simple. He looks going to be a quality player.
Portugal in possession, and it's sent back by Nunes all the way back to a central position. Mikey Johnston trying to put the squeeze on. Here's Danilo, and Danilo just outside his own penalty area plays it out to Portugal's right hand side. Matheus Nunes gets on it once again, trying to hold off Josh Cullen. Cullen doing his level best to try and wrestle control of the ball back for the Republic of Ireland, but it's been all Portugal for so much of the match. They've been utterly in control, and those two second half goals from the main man, Cristiano Ronaldo, has put real daylight between the sides. Obviously it could be double scores, you'd have to say. They come looking for a fourth now once again, with Ronaldo about 45 metres out from goal, out to the right hand side. Ronaldo gets the return. He'll have to try and deliver the cross. He swings it towards the back post, and Doherty defends on that particular occasion despite the presence of Nuno Mendes, and the Wolves man gets it away, and it's picked up by the Republic of Ireland. Cullen to Liam Scales, and Scales just outside his own penalty area works it out to Callum O'Dowda on Ireland's left hand side. Mikey Johnston available in the central position, and Scales sends it back to Caoimhin Kelleher, off to Jake O'Brien. Jake O'Brien will certainly have benefited, I'm sure, from his international debut against Hungary and the experience of playing aside of the quality of Portugal tonight in terms of his development.
Oh yeah, for any young players out there, like, they see the quality they've come up against. Like you say, when you come up against these teams, we have obviously a hard game in the Nations League against England as well, who are a top quality team, but you know, their movement, their ability to manipulate the ball and wait for chances, it's a learning curve for a lot of the young Irish players out there.
Also mentioned the Nations League campaign looms in the autumn. Ireland, of course, in a group with England, Greece and Finland. Of course, the big one up first for the Republic of Ireland is England. Of course, we have to sort out the minor matter of appointing a full-time manager, Pat.
Yeah, well, we haven't sorted it out yet, so I'm not sure how quick it'll be, but you know, at this stage, you know, it's John O'Say's in the job. We just leave him in it now and then Grommer. I think that's, you know, it doesn't look like there's too many more candidates out there who want the job, so he's got a bit of a lesson tonight, but it's, as a manager, that's how you learn. Like but they've just come up against real quality. You know, the game so far under John have been quite decent, but it's very difficult to read friendlies. We've seen so many of them at international level, and the difference, like I said, if you look at Portugal's results over their 2 or 3 friendlies, they haven't been great. They've conceded goals, they've been sloppy. tonight, you know, it's another friendly, but it's right at that depth where it's now into the real business of the Euros. And again, we've seen so many friendlies, particularly with Ireland teams, where we compete against some good nations, but as soon as you go into competitive games, just that step up in tempo causes a problem.
Yeah, so you'd be happy enough, given the situation that the FAI find themselves in, to stick with John?
Yeah, listen, the question marks on John is he hasn't managed, you know, and to give him a full international job is a risk. That is, there's no doubt. I mean, you know, Stephen got the job we had managed. Okay, he'd managed the League of Ireland and the Scottish Premier League, but you know, John hasn't managed at all, so it is a difficult job. I'd be more fearful for John getting the job, to be honest, because if he gets it and it doesn't go well for him, then that can be detrimental to him. But at the moment, it doesn't look like anybody wants the job, which is terrible to say. I know, to give the job to John just because no one else wants it, but we've obviously had some candidates turn it down, and it's been a bit of a mess, to be honest, since Stephen has left the job. So but I think the players and everybody else just want to get on right now and put someone in place and look forward.
Here's Danilo inside the centre circle, powers the ball out to Portugal's right hand side. Semedo is there, but it was an awkward ball to have to try and deal with. Mikey Johnston off in pursuit here, and Johnston has done well to take control of the ball. Tom Cannon arriving through the middle, and it might work out for Ireland, but an important intervention by Inacio just prevented the ball finding its way through to Tom Cannon, who has looked lively.
He has looked lively. He's got a bit of pace up there as well. Mikey Johnson did well that time, just played the ball in the inside of Cheo and just looking to run in behind Tom Cannon, but he just stuck out a leg and got a little toe poke, knocked her out for a throw in. But good play from Mikey Johnson, good movement from Cannon.
Ireland looking for what would be a consolation goal at this late point of the match. We're in the 82nd minute. It's Portugal leading by 3-0. Matt Doherty trying to burrow his way through. Portugal managed to deal with that particular situation. Roberto Martinez is the Portuguese boss, in a real hurry to get the ball back in play. He's keen to get more goals.
Just looking at Ronaldo as well, he's picked up the ball for the throw in. He's looking to throw in, nobody's moving. He's having a little go. He wants the hat trick, obviously. He just wants to score goals. And that's all he's about, scoring goals. And he scored wonderful goals tonight. But it's brilliant to see. 82 minutes to get a throw in. They're 3-0 up, and he's the one running to the manager to get the ball off and to take a throw in.
And the Republic of Ireland have made another change, and Mark Sykes is on. So Sykes is on, and Will Smallbone is the player to go off. So Mark Sykes is in for the remainder of this game for the Republic of Ireland, in for just his 5th international cap. So he's had to bide his time really in the colours of the Republic of Ireland. Mark Sykes, the former Glenavon and Oxford player, but he's in for the closing few moments here as Ireland tried to find a goal on the night in Aveiro.
It's difficult for midfielders in that game. We played in games where against much better opposition, your midfield, you're just chasing, you're making sure you stay with runners, and you can't get a kick at the ball. It's very, very difficult. Will Smallbone's gone off. He hasn't done anything wrong. He's worked tremendously hard, but we haven't really got him on the ball at all. We haven't seen him as an attacking threat, which he's normally good at, but there's so much quality in their midfield. It's difficult to get a feel of the ball and get your foot on at times.
Sykes with the initial layoff, the Bristol City player, and it works out for Matt Doherty on Ireland's right hand side. Sykes battling to try and win it back, but Portugal retain possession with Inacio now. Ruben Neves back to Danilo, and they keep the ball. They'll be determined to create one more chance, and I'm sure they will try and create another opportunity for Cristiano Ronaldo, for him to bag his hat-trick. He's on it once again, but deep inside the Irish half as the ball is played forward, but it's rather loose. It's
they've switched off a little bit, haven't they, as well? They look like they've settled for maybe that 3-0, hoping they have. But they're still pressing us high up the pitch, as I say that. But they look like they're happy enough just to get this game out of the way. Like you say, you don't pick up any injuries now, getting late into a game with so much ahead of them.
Here's Callum O'Dowda raiding down Ireland's left-hand side. Mikey Johnston and Tom Cannon in support. O'Dowda, it's about the quality of delivery. He's managed to work the cross. Matt Doherty was arriving inside the area, and Sykes hit the deck. I don't know if Doherty just barged into the back of Sykes, but Sykes went down inside the area, but no appeals or any question of a penalty for the Republic of Ireland, as Josh Cullen carries it forward down Ireland's right hand side. Matt Doherty rolls it back now for Jason Knight to Doherty, all the way back to Darragh O'Shea on halfway, plays the ball into a central position, picked up by Liam Scales. On now for Mikey Johnston, Ireland's left hand side now with Callum O'Dowda. O'Dowda back to Johnston, and Scales available to receive. A left footed pass from Liam Scales into a central position. Ireland enjoying a string of passes here. Here's Sykes driving up towards the edge of the area. Good strong defending just denies Sykes that occasion, as Nuno Mendes just did enough to see him off.
Yeah, it was brilliant play from Sykes. He just got in the half roll and he's getting away, and you say Mendes just comes across his body, gets a nice and strong arm across Sykes, just defends it really well and comes away with the ball.
3-0, last few minutes here, and it seems like a terrible thing to say, Pat, but 3-0 probably is a good result for the Republic of Ireland given what we've witnessed.
Well, when it went 3-0, I think I was definitely saying I'll take it now, because they look like they were in the mood. Like Jota coming on for me has been sensational in the second half as well, and
Sykes feeds it forward looking for Tom Cannon, but well read by Danilo, who just sustained a knock there. He's just holding his right knee as a result of that challenge with Tom Cannon, but he was just trying to just cut out the danger, and Cannon is also down and he'll require treatment as well. But obviously Portuguese concern a few days out from the finals will be over the fitness of Danilo. Cannon was stretching with his right leg to try and just gather the ball in as he went to ground. That's a sore one for Danilo.
He's a bit high. I think in proper game he might pick up a yellow card for that. He's just high on the knee, like you say, Tom Cannon.
So that'll be of concern for Roberto Martinez. But two quality goals. We're just seeing replays at the moment here past Joao Felix with the opening goal in the first half, which was a fine finish, you'd have to say, but the two goals from Cristiano Ronaldo of the highest order.
Yeah, both with his left foot as well. The technique on the first one, his first touch is sublime, because what it does is a brilliant ball. Nunez over the top, he kills it with his foot, his first touch, and he faces Liam Scales up, and he does the Ronaldo step over and just takes Scales off his balance and just bends it into the top corner. Wonderful strike. The second one is quality. Jota picks up the ball, robs the ball in our 18-yard box and squares the ball, and he just guides it first time with his left foot, bends it away into the far corner with his left foot past Keller. Two brilliant finish, different goals, but top quality.
Yeah, and we were wondering at the outset, would he be a nailed-on starter for Portugal? But I mean, the argument is null and void when he can produce like that.
Yeah, and you look at the top end of the pitch. I'm glad they didn't bring Bernardo Silva on tonight as well. He's still sitting on the bench kicking his heels. Jota's come on, there's so many quality players, but he's the man that gets the goals for them. He scored so many goals in tournaments as well, and he's a big game player, isn't he? And like I say, I think the players as well, I think they'll use him sparingly. I don't think you can play Ronaldo in every game in a tournament where it's so tight like this. The games are so tight together, so they'll be hoping for a decent start, and I'd imagine they'll start the first game and then see how it goes after that. Yeah, but the group was kind to them, I think, a little bit, maybe, to be able to do that, but they do cough up chances, and that might be their worry.
Yeah, well, Ronaldo not involved against Croatia at the weekend. Gonzalo Ramos, who's on the bench, but not involved at all tonight, but he's got a pretty good goal return at international level with 8 goals in 13 appearances, as Semedo drives down the right hand side for Portugal. Calamadada defended that situation. Ronaldo's cross, and Liam Scales gets a block on it, and it'll get a corner kick for Portugal. Last few minutes, less than 2 minutes to go plus additional time. I can't imagine the referee will add on too many additional minutes, but Cristiano Ronaldo is in the mood to back that hat-trick.
The surprise is probably that he's still on the pitch as well, isn't it? Because he's, like you say, he didn't play the last game, so they probably think we get 90 minutes into his legs, getting into the tournament, and then, but he's been really good tonight as well. His play, his general play, he's worked hard for the team as well, and his finishing is just, how do you leave something like that out your team?
Well, they go short with the corner kick. Portugal, Diogo Jota works it out to that right hand side, and an opportunity for the driven shot, which is blocked away. The attempt easily dealt with by the Republic of Ireland. Now Nelson Semedo trying to win it back, and that's a lot of bodies for Tom Cannon. Releases Mikey Johnston down the left hand side. Ruben Neves back defending. Johnston inside the area, and the cross come shot is easily cut out by the goalkeeper, and Diogo Costa rolled it out. An opportunity for the Republic of Ireland on the break, and again they gave up the chance.
Yeah, it's Cannon and Johnson will link up again. Cannon lays it off, Johnson peels down that left hand side. I just think he picked the wrong choice that time. He's just trying to hang it into the 6-yard box. Keeper comes out, Sykes is the one on the edge of the box, and there's one at the back post as well, so maybe stand it up or pull it back rather than just drive across that 6-yard box.
Portugal in possession just on halfway. Sykes sends it back forward by Jake O'Brien, but it's untidy from Ireland, gifting possession back to Portugal. Bruno Fernandes feeds it on now for Cristiano Ronaldo just outside the area, right hand side, faced by Calamadada and Liam Scales, doubling up on Ronaldo. Back to Diogo Jota in a central position, creates the angle, gets a shot away, but again stoutly defended by the Republic of Ireland, and now Sykes to try and carry it clear for the team all in white this evening. But he's outnumbered Sykes, and they've coughed it up Ireland as the ball is pinged forward, and it's all the way back to Diogo Costa, the goalkeeper, and just one additional minute to be played, thankfully.
Yeah, I think John O'Shea had a word with the fourth official there. Just stick one up, we'll be happy with that. We're just watching Josh Cullen goes in for a tackle and catches Neves well, really high, follows through the ball, and poor enough challenge from Cullen.
We should mention as well, Pat, decent result for the under-20s today, 2-2 with England. Joe Hodge scoring for the Republic of Ireland, and a late penalty from Armstrong Okaflex to make it 2-2.
Yeah, it's a brilliant result in the back of a really good result against Croatia as well. Two top nations. You know, if you're going to improve young players, that's how you do it, by playing really quality sides. So they'll be coming back from there, and they're still in with a chance obviously of qualifying as well out of the group. So they'll be in good form after them two games, difficult opponents and two good results.
Last few seconds, just one additional minute being played, and we're deep into that. Portugal have possession on the far side. Nelson Semedo with Bruno Fernandes available. A little give and go. Fernandes with the return for Semedo. Ronaldo inside the area, so too is Jota. Ball worked out to the angle of the area. Nunes trying to work it on to his left hand side, clips the ball over the top, and it's gathered by Queevy Keller, and that is that. It ends in Aveiro. Portugal 3, Republic of Ireland 0.
Yeah, it's difficult night for us, difficult night for John O'Shea, to be honest, because we got a real lesson in how to play the game tonight. The quality of the opposition was just, really brilliant to watch, I have to be honest. And the man, Ronaldo, what you talk about him, his goals, his quality of his goals are just different class. But we worked hard. The shape earlier on was quite decent, but once they got into the groove, they were just different class. And then the substitutions at half time, the quick start in the second half, Ronaldo's wonder goal, and I thought Jota was really good when he came on as well. But listen, it's a difficult game, it's a difficult place to come and play, Portugal, but we'll learn a little bit from it, I would think, but the quality of the opposition has to be admired, as well as obviously we got a little bit of a lesson in the game tonight, and thankfully we didn't ship 5 or 6 because we could have, to be honest.
Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo, the star of the show. It's now 130 international goals, 2 on the night, adding to the opening goal scored by Joao Felix after 19 minutes. Full time in Aveiro. Portugal 3, Republic of Ireland 0.
Thank you very much to Adrian and to Pat. And a disappointing result from Aveiro as Portugal have beaten the Republic of Ireland by 3-0. Keith Tracy is still with me here in studio. A difficult match and a difficult result, really, Keith, for John O'Shea to take and for his side. But there's no arguing with that 3-0 scoreline.
No, I think if we're being really honest, it probably could have been a little bit worse. We'd only one shot on target within the 90 minutes. We'd only 29% of the ball. So an awful lot of the work we were doing was out of possession. And even the little half chances we did get, the little moments in the game that we could have made more of, we didn't quite do it, and even that was sort of handed to us from bad Portuguese play. So look, I don't think we should overreact from this. I don't think we should say this Ireland team is awful again. We're after taking 2 step backs. We're playing against one of the best teams within Europe, within the world, and when you look at the quality you bring off the bench with Semedo coming on, Neves coming on, Jota, Pereira, these Wolves, Benfica, Liverpool, PSG, and this is not to have a go with the Irish lads, but Johnson, Knight, O'Dowda and Cannon are our subs coming on, and they're West Brom, Bristol City, Cardiff and Leicester. Look, not a bad standard, but when you look at the standard of where the Portuguese players are playing, it really is chalk and cheese, and I think that came across tonight.
Let's talk about the second and the third goals. Obviously, Joao Felix with a goal in the first half, but 2 Ronaldo goals in the second half. And I suppose if you had paid into that game, you would have paid the fee just to see Ronaldo in that form, because his first goal, both goals with the left foot, but the first goal into the top corner, and what a goal that was.
Yeah, unbelievable ability. Again, it's really good play from Portugal, but Pat was talking about it on commentary there. The ball actually gets fired up to Adamida, and he tries to take a forced touch away from, I'm not sure which Portuguese centre half it was, but he nicks in and wins the ball, and they give the ball to get the ball out to the centre midfielder. He flings it out to Ronaldo, and all of a sudden he's one-on-one with Liam Scales, and he gives the little step over, comes in on his left foot and just fizzes it into the top corner. Made it look really, really easy when it wasn't. And initially I was thinking maybe Liam Scales should do a little bit better, but I think if you're in that position, you're saying to yourself, force Ronaldo in
onto his left foot,
onto his left foot, because believe it or not, he is right-footed, so you don't want him on his right foot, but he checks in onto his left foot, and he made it look easy, put it right in this postage stamp. Absolutely brilliant goal, but largely avoidable. If Adamida holds up the ball a little bit better and doesn't lose it there, that goal is really avoidable. But for any young strikers watching, Ronaldo's first touch is unbelievable. He gets it under control straight away. If the touch is not right, I think Scales can go and be really aggressive with him. But the fact that the first touch is right, Scale has to stop, and he's right in his momentum and takes it to the left, and all of a sudden it's in the back of the net. Brilliant finish from an outstanding player. 207 caps and now 130 goals. He's not bad.
Amazing. 10 minutes later, on the hour mark again, then he got his third goal again with his left foot. There was great battling from Diogo Jota over on the left wing. He battled, I think he was up against about 3 Irish defenders, 2 of which stood off him, but he battled away, got the ball back, fired it across to Ronaldo, and out came the left foot again and just dazzled it into the other top corner past Caoimhín Keller, who didn't have a chance for either goal.
Yeah, again, some of the defending within this is really standoffish. There's Diogo Jota has the ball, he's dribbling down the wing. A couple of the Irish players come over. I think there's 3 of them in and around him, and it just sort of gets bundled around. All of a sudden O'Shea's on the ground and the ball is in between his feet. Diogo Jota jumps up off the ground, just keeps ratting around. Will Smallbone is in very close vicinity, but he puts the brakes on and stops and thinks, well, he's on the ground, the ref might give a free kick. Diogo Jota doesn't think like that. He picks up the ball and just sweeps it across to the penalty spot where Ronaldo is, and he just sweeps it home, makes it look so easy. And it wasn't an easy finish, especially on your weaker foot. But again, one of the best players in the world. Just we're having a conversation beforehand. Is Ronaldo a starter? I think he's well and truly answered that question.
He almost got his hat-trick on 74 minutes when he actually used the right foot for once. He flashed the right foot, but he just was at the wrong side of the side netting. It could have been so easily 3-0. And a minute later, Bruno Fernandes, he worked a space for a shot, but Jake O'Brien just blocked. But Portugal looked very, very good value for that. Not to take anything away from the Irish players. One little source of positive light was Tom Cannon came on as a second half substitute, and he looked bright, he looked capable, and in moments he had Ireland's best chance of the game really, but he did quite well when he was in the few moments he was allowed.
Yeah, he looked lively. He looked like he wanted to be there. He was running around, and he, like you say, Andrew, he had the best Irish chance of the game. And it wasn't some neat, lovely, intricate football. I think it was Dara O'Shea just gets the ball out of his feet and decides, I'm going to pump this over the top. Danilo misreads the ball, and all of a sudden Cannon is in. He gets in on his left foot. It's there to be hit. He decides to check back in on his right foot. Danilo buys the dummy, and all of a sudden he opens up the goal. But as he gets it onto his right foot, he's leaning back, he's stretching, doesn't quite hit the target. It was a good chance from Tom Cannon. He created it for himself, but he did look lively, and maybe that's something, we're all talking about Evan Ferguson coming back into the Irish team at some point. Tom Cannon will just be talking to John O'Shea saying, any chance you could play 2 up there?
Would you like to see that?
I think against the Leicester teams, yeah, why not? I think we can do things like that, but I do think having the 3-4-3 for us is a good formation, because it's only a matter of yardages. Robbie Brady goes 10 yards forward, he's in the midfield, we 4. If he comes 10 yards back, we're into a flat back 5, and we can easily transition from a 5-4-1 to a 3-4-3. So I think that's the blueprint for us moving forward against the bigger elite teams. But against the Leicester teams, why not open up a bit? And when you're better on paper, you should go and prove it, just like Portugal did tonight.
Before we go, let's talk about the interim manager that is John O'Shea. I mean, officially, that's his last game in charge. We don't know if it will be his last game in charge. Would you like to see him continue?
I think so. Yeah, I think we've been around the houses. We've asked a whole host of people, Willie Sagnol, Lee Carsley, Gus Poyet. None of these lads are interested. I know Willie Sagnol is going to the Euros with Georgia, so you can understand that one. But look, I think John overall has done a pretty decent job. He's been in and around underage football before. He's been in club football as a coach as well. He's 118 caps. He's played in the Champions League. He's been there and done it as a player. He's a very, very common knowledge bloke. He's very well liked. And I do think the way he's gone about it, when he's using words like horrible, pragmatic, I think this is the only way this Irish team goes and beats. And look, people will say, well, we were trying to be pragmatic and horrible tonight and we got beat 3-0. Portugal can do that to the majority of teams. That can happen to anybody. But for me, that's our blueprint moving forward.
Our next games are competitive. England is the next game. Is it in September?
In September, yeah.
You really wouldn't like to be a manager coming into that with no friendly games.
Yeah, well, this is, again, you go back to the FAI, and look, people are saying to me it's been so many months since Stephen Kenny got sacked. Stephen Kenny was a dead man walking for a long time. We all knew he wasn't going to get his contract renewed, so that makes this dragging on even longer and longer. And for me, John has done an okay job. I think the pool of talent that we have is not that good. We've one or two promising players that we think we could get a little bit more out of, but being a decent club player at championship level, even premiership level, it doesn't equate to being a good international player. And I think we just need to gel as a team, and there is signs that we can do that. But when you're put under the cosh for, I think Portugal had north of 70% of the ball, you're going to make mistakes. And with that quality out there, with Ronaldo, he only needs half a chance and he'll hit the back of the net. So I think there's better days ahead for this Irish team. But if you're the manager looking in and think the first competitive game is against the English in Dublin, it's a very, very tall order, and you would have liked to be in 2-3 months ago to start getting your messages across.
Indeed. I suppose before we get too disappointed by that performance and by that result, we should probably keep a close eye on Portugal at the Euros and just see how they do and how far they go.
Yeah, look, a lot of people are tipping them. For me, there's something about this Portuguese team that I can't quite put my finger on. That
they have a great mix of youth and experience.
They do. They have everything. The attacking players, they've got some of the best in the world. Defensively, some of the best in the world. In the midfield, some of the best in the world. But for some reason, Andrew, I just don't fancy them. I don't know what it is. I think they can be frustrated. I think the first game against the Czech Republic, I think they will try and frustrate them. Turkey will be largely the same, in Georgia. So I expect Portugal to get out of the group handy enough, but when you start meeting the real elite of Europe, I think that's when they come unstuck. I think they can be rattled. I think they can be got after, and if you annoy a couple of them like Bruno Fernandes, I think they shy away from the battle of it. So I do think there's a way to beat the Portuguese team, but like I say, you have to be one of the best teams around.
Not tonight for us anyway. No. Thanks, Keith, for your company as always and your guidance. A disappointing night for John O'Shea and his Republic of Ireland squad. Will that be the Waterford man's last game in charge? That's a question definitely for another night. Well, that's all we have time for here on a night where Portugal have beaten the Republic of Ireland 3-0 in Aveiro. It's time for us to rejoin regular programming here on RT Radio 1, which is News Hour from the BBC World Service.